Don't. We'll save it.
All right.
Tell it on here. Mike, what? How are you, man? Everything good? You look good. What are you doing now for work?
I do public relations freelance, like during the week.
Yeah.
And then I won't say what company on air, but I work for an airline on the weekend.
Oh, you do? All right.
Just so I get free travel.
Oh, good.
So I'm going to Europe like next week.
All right.
For free.
That's worth it then. All right, we'll get into this. This is the Artie Lang Uncensored podcast. Dan, play our theme song. My opening theme song, just if you don't listen, I don't have enough money to pay for a theme song, so my theme song is my air conditioning unit. Put the fan up high, Dan, so they can hear it. This is, I don't have to pay for this. And it's, yeah. You got that? That's the sound of disappointment. There we go. That's the Artie Lang Band. I swear to God, I gotta get a picture of Dan holding that microphone there. That is just a look of like what happened to me. Do you think this, Dan? Do you think this is more sad for me or you?
It looks like he's. It looks like he's drying the mic.
No, yeah. Let Rod. Did you get a shot on that? Yeah. Okay, good. That's the opening theme. I like the middle solo part there. If I could afford a song, I would play it, but I can't. On the show today, very, very big show if you're a Stern fan. First of all, Jason Lawhead is here. What's up, buddy?
How are you, Artie?
This guy's one of my favorite comics. I love his.
Thanks.
I love his energy. I love his style, his passion, and his comedy. And he's one of the few guys who does 1978 Yankee batting stance.
That's right. And I actually underneath this, I wore my Mr. October shirt for you. I love Mr. October.
That's going well. And of course, Rod from Bayside's here.
What's going on?
His mic's not on. Rod, hey.
Hey, what's going on?
Rod pranks Mike Francesa, does other things. But of course, the big guest here, my headliner today is Mike Morales, high pitch Mike from Stern. Who people think we're enemies. We were enemies for about 10 minutes, and we got on each other's nerves. But that passed, and we're friends now, right?
Absolutely. But it amazes me that I'm the big guest. Forget about the mic on the air conditioner. If I'm the big guest,
for Stern fans, certainly you're the big guest. I mean, you're in Howard Stern lore. You have your spot in that history.
Sure.
How long after I left, of course, in December of 2009, and how long after that did you leave the show?
I left about a year ago, a full year ago in the fall.
The whole news department got disbanded, or is Shuli's still there?
Shuli's still there, but the news department kind of disappeared at the beginning of this year. And I just decided, I wanted to do other stuff.
Right.
I'm nearing 40.
Right.
I had a great 9 years there, plus interning.
You were there 9 years?
Yeah, I interned.
Okay. All right, okay.
I interned with, when Grillo was there and KC, in the heyday. So I decided I wanted to do other stuff.
Well, Mike came out on the Stern Show. I mean, that's as big as a point in your life as you can imagine, right? I mean, obviously, Howard Stern. Well, you said it. I mean, Howard said you should say this. You wanted Howard to say you were gay.
Yeah, I mean, I just got sick of the questioning on the show, and you and I were going.
Well, I was going to say, did my attitude towards your life stuff, like going to Disneyland and all, did that? Well, we didn't know he was gay, and I being a guy,
he sounds like Mickey Mouse.
Well, he's high pitched Mike, but I noticed that you told us you went to Disneyland and happened to be by yourself on Gay Day. It was Gay Day. And then if you wore a red shirt, that meant you were looking for a gay guy, and you happen to have a red shirt on.
I never had the red shirt. That's the part.
I'm sorry.
That's the part that the fans called in. And
were you red-shirted at Rutgers? Is that what I'm thinking? No, okay, we're right. We got all misconstrued because I started laughing, and then I said to myself, wait, what if he really is gay? Then this is horribly offensive. And then you came out.
Right, and even when I did come out, I did it before doing it on the air. I came out
to your parents.
To parents.
To your mom, because I think I was an example of Howard really knowing about life. Like you were, he said you should come out to your family.
To the family first, and then do it on air.
And how did they react? I mean, was it?
They were great about it. My father didn't care. My mother, she was kind of like shocked and not upset, but just shocked and didn't know what to do at first.
Right.
And
now, like a lot of gay guys who come out later in life, you really came out. I mean, you flew out. You were.
Yeah, I mean,
within seconds there was video of you at Fire Island dancing topless on the beach.
Yeah.
You were probably. I could think you were probably happy as hell. It had to be like a weight lifted. That was insane, right?
It was. And
Yeah.
like even it's funny because now I have different jobs and meet different people and
Right.
I have to come out again because some people don't realize I'm gay. Like I'm not.
You know what you should do? Just play the tape of me and you. I think on the show. If you want to know, let's go home. Tell your coworkers, go home, listen to this, and then you can ask questions.
Yeah, I mean, but
That's the
like,
most sensitive way.
But like even coming out of my 30s, I thought that was late. But like look at today. Now we got Bruce Jenner becoming Caitlyn Jenner. Like
You know, first of all, see, that's not even a gay thing. That's just to me. And again, I don't mean to sound insensitive, but it's mental illness. I mean, at 65 years old, you decide you want to be a woman, but you're not a gay man, but you're a heterosexual man. Do you understand that?
I watched the show on Fascination.
Yeah.
But I don't understand it, and I think the mental illness is not the fact that he wants to be a woman.
It's
the fact that he's a Kardashian.
Right? No,
Their whole
exactly.
fucking family is
They're all.
good.
I mean, a man goes in that house and loses his mind.
He was browbeat into that
Right.
mental
I mean,
illness.
listen. Yeah, maybe if I lived there for a couple of years, I'd want to be abroad too.
Yeah.
Lamar Odom. I mean, look, he might have been a crackhead anyway, but I think the crack certainly escalated by the Kardashians.
I always say, I wonder if around their house they refer to Reggie Bush as the one that got away.
A lot of linebackers do, that's for sure. Well, exactly. That's what I mean. If you're going to Thanksgiving dinner and Scott Disick is always there, you're probably going to smoke crack or become a woman. So now you do watch that show because every woman in my life watches it. Every time a woman complains about the Kardashians, I said, "Shut up! You're not allowed to because you're the fucking reason." Every woman, no matter what age, education, they love it, and you love it too.
I mean, I don't care for the main show. I just watch the one with Caitlyn because it's like, what the fuck?
What is that? Keeping Up with Caitlyn? It's a spinoff.
It's called I Am Kate.
It's like the Jeffersons. It's all in the family.
Except the Jeffersons was funny.
So what is that? It's just about him being
It's just
a
him-
woman?
Yeah, and they basically
I would watch that.
put him
Aftermash.
together.
Post-op.
Post-op with Caitlyn Jenner.
Post-op with Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh, it's hilarious. Yeah, is that so? What I mean, I would say 1 2 hour documentary would cover it. I don't know if it's a series.
No, exactly because and I don't think he knows that yet though because
What does he do?
It's just him with random transgender people they paired with.
Right,
them.
right.
Not even friends. And
Yeah.
conflict and
No
drama,
kidding.
fake conflict.
Now,
and-
do you feel like that's when you feel the gayest? Do you think watching that? When you're
No.
watching Caitlyn, I mean, you understand that's to me that's gay guys and women.
Right,
I mean,
right.
I don't have any. It must be a heterosexual gene. I'd rather watch highlights of basketball at Sports Center.
I'm trying to think like even that's not the gayest. Like the gayest is what's the gayest?
Well, when you're actually having gay sex, I would assume that's the gayest.
that would be gay.
Now, do you have a lot of gay sex?
Here and there.
I mean, so how's it going?
Once in a while I have straight
I know
sex.
you.
No, I'm just
Since you came out, how is the dating life going for you?
Good, I mean-
oh wait, you have straight sex too?
No, I was joking.
Oh, you
That was
don't? Okay.
That was a poor attempt at a joke.
Since you came out, so now it's been about 5 years.
Yeah,
easy, right?
5 or 6
Have you had luck with relationships?
Dating, I've had some horror stories. I joined a dating website.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody has that grinder.
Do you do Grinder? You do that?
If I go to a new city, maybe just to see somebody, you know.
Right.
But-
no, listen. Sometimes I'm tempted to kill time to
And
see
when
what's
they have-
going on Grinder.
Well, they have Tinder. You could do Tinder, which is straight.
I started a new thing called Klugger. It lets you know who the closest is to you who wants to talk about Jack Klugman. The actor. Klugger
It's always
is,
an odd couple.
Right. It lets you know if there's someone within 20 feet of you who knows everything about Jack Klugman and wants to talk about it. There's also, for the black fans of Jack Klugman, there's Kligger, and there's Clocker is for gay fans. Clogger is for gay fans. I had those websites patent. No, so what have you done Grinder? Like, say you're in another city, you do Grinder.
Oh, yeah, I
and
mean,
what happens? Like, what does
you
it
get
say?
on Grinder if you like each other's pictures.
There's a
you-
hard cock 20 feet from you to your right.
Basically.
Basically. And ready to fuck.
Ultimately, yeah. I mean, anyone who's on there saying, "Oh, I'm
That's
just looking
insane.
to date," it's like, why are you on here?
Don't you think that's dangerous?
Of course, it's dangerous, but like everybody's different. I'm very cautious and use protection. and all
Right,
that.
okay. So,
But
but maybe use protection's one thing, but you never know who's going to be there. Like, it could be a rapist.
oh, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Right.
like that. There was a reporter from ABC Radio who met some kid online, and it ended up in a murder.
No kidding.
You know?
Well, I'm getting good at that. I use Uber, Tinder, and Grindr all at once. The other night at 1 a.m., I was paying a chick to watch a guy fuck me in the ass in the back of a town car.
She Instagrammed it.
No, so because I have thought about you. We keep in touch on texting and every once in a while, and I was glad that you reached out for me. And I just wonder if it's a happy life for you.
No, it is. It's definitely happy. Like last year, I quit. I took a few months off.
Right.
And I worked since I was in high school. Took a few months off and went to Thailand for a week.
Now, what happened there?
Talk about the gay scene there.
Well, it's all gay.
It's like Caitlyn Jenner times 200.
But it could be a boy too. You got to make sure it's not a kid. Like, I mean, do they is rape legal? I mean, is statutory rape a thing there, or can you fuck a kid?
I think it's illegal. I would think it's illegal.
Okay.
I don't know.
Because a lot of guys who seem to like fucking kids move to Thailand.
But you go through the town square, like in Bangkok, or we went to an island off of Bangkok. And even the name Bangkok.
Right.
Yeah.
Who were you? That was whoever had that was right on the money. Who were you with? You went.
I went with my best friend.
And now was he a gay guy too?
Yeah.
All right. So, and you're not lovers though. You're just platonic friends.
But walking down the street, you have these women like hitting on you, grabbing you, trying to get you to go see
women, right?
The show.
But are they gay men too?
They were men.
Oh, they were men. Wow. Okay. Wow. Oh, okay.
So it's like the Asian.
Wow.
Bruce.
So would you move there? Did you have fun there?
It was fun. I would never have moved. I mean,
a lot of people do. Like when I was on Mad TV, there was a kid who did hair, and he openly gay and had a partner and everything. And as soon as he got enough money, he moved to Thailand.
Wow. I mean, it's beautiful. Like if there's a place to die, I would like to die there because.
Well, yeah, sure.
The scenery is
Sounds
amazing.
like there's plenty of ways to die there.
Yeah. Well, listen. I mean, do you find it? Is everything more open there compared to here? Are we more uptight here?
I mean, like drugs is a big thing there.
Sure, big here too.
There was that movie where the girls get locked up and for life because of
right.
marijuana or something.
But are they more strict with the drug laws? It's odd because places known for drugs are more strict with drug laws.
Yeah, I mean. I didn't research too much into the legality of it. I was just like,
do you do drugs?
I don't do drugs.
Right.
My roommate smokes weed, but
does your roommate take ecstasy when he gets fucked in the ass?
No.
Is he a bottom?
I'm not.
Is he a bottom? Your roommate?
I'm not in the room. I don't know.
Do you know if he's a bottom?
Make sure the door is
okay.
closed.
Are you a bottom or a top?
We've talked about this. I think while you were still there.
I know.
I don't bottom.
You don't
I'm
bottom.
not interested in it.
That's interesting.
Is it harder?
Yes.
Is it harder to find? Like, I don't know. Yeah. Is there like a harder to find, a bottom guy? Is that hard to find? Is it like on
it sounds like that's really must be hard to find, yeah.
Yeah.
In any walk of life. Someone willing to get fucked in the ass.
I've met people who enjoy doing it and they say they'll never be a top, but well,
there's a lot of straight guys. I mean, an asshole's an asshole. I mean, a straight guy who fucks a chick in the ass, if he doesn't know it's a chick, it's the same feeling, I would assume.
All I'm thinking about is 2008.
Different diet.
If you would have told me you're going to be doing a podcast years from now where you're talking about bottoming and topping, I would have subscribed back then.
And you were my head guest.
Head guest.
No, I mean, listen, I'm doing a show in my kitchen. It's a tough business. But I enjoy it. I enjoy it because we get to talk openly like this.
Let me turn the tables.
Go ahead.
You seem very happy.
I am very happy, yeah.
And that's good. That's important.
Well, I mean, I'm happy creatively, business-wise. I broke up with a fiance about a year ago, and so that saved me a lot of money, honestly. But from a career standpoint, I'm very happy right now because I found out a way to make this. This turned into a business here, this show, which I'm happy for, and my stand-up is going well, so yeah, I'm happy.
I would say for the first time in your life, you don't have a company you answer to.
That's the best thing, yeah. I don't have anybody to censor me at all, which can also be scary because I can say whatever I want, which you get escorted out of show business with. But this is the most freeing thing. Like, it feels great.
Good.
It feels great. And I can have anybody on I want. Like, I have you on whenever I want, which I like. And I like to have friends on with an open invite. Like Jason, for instance, Jason has a story. You were just starting to tell me a story.
Talk about how rough this business is.
Yeah,
you're doing a podcast out of your kitchen.
Yeah. There's levels.
I slept on a subway the other night.
Which is unbelievable. I mean, you have to call me if you're going to crash somewhere.
It was one of these things, man. It's like this business, right? Like, I'm relatively unknown. I'm working my way through this thing. And so I'm out here for the New York Comedy Festival. I'm doing Access Live tonight on Gotham. But I came in Tuesday, and I booked a room or three nights initially.
Right.
My first 3 nights just to get them out of the way. on schmotels.com, I believe it's called. And I don't want to say, I don't know if I'm legally allowed to say, but
schmotels.com. Perfect. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
And you give them your money. I'm working off of a debit card most of my whole life, so I book the room. They take your $600, $700, whatever it is, and I come to town. I fly right into New York. I go to the comedy club first. I do a set at the Gotham, a great set.
Thinking you have a room, right?
Yeah, thinking I'm gonna go check in after that. Like, I got my bags and everything, and it's one of those points of your life where you're like, I went on before Judd Apatow.
Right. Judd is in town. I mean, I know I've been rehearsing with Judd this week to do this HBO series, and I know that he's doing Carnegie Hall Saturday night.
Yeah, he's part of the festival doing Carnegie.
He's warming up with stand-up, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I was supposed to close the show. They called. He said, hey, he's on his way in. Go do a tight 10 in front of him. Who knows how long he'll do. Great. So I got to do it. I said, he sees me. Later that night, like not even much longer, he tweets at me. Judd Apatow, I never really met the guy before. He saw me do stand-up that night. He tweets at Jason Law, really funny set. I'm on the top of the world. You're feeling great.
Again, I don't want to burst your bubble, too. Like I said, I've been rehearsing with Judd, and I know his assistant tweets for him.
Oh, okay.
His assistant did ask me how to spell your last name. No, I'm sure. Knowing him, I'm sure he did, and it is him enjoying your set. Yeah,
maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. All I know is
did it say the real Judd Apatow?
It said it was checkmarked, 1.3 million followers.
Well, that's
right?
probably him. Yeah.
So you figure, like, hey, that makes you feel good. This business kicks you around. You got to.
But you can't show that tweet to the front desk of the hotel.
You can't show that tweet to the front desk at the hotel. Absolutely not.
Will this get me anything?
Oh my God,
Miss Jackson.
So I go to this hotel and they've overbooked.
Oh.
So hotels not gonna, and they're all one blames the other.
Right.
They blame the website. The website blames. Oh well.
Where was the hotel? Manhattan.
Yeah, it was Manhattan. But they say that when you're booking, there could be 4 rooms left and 5 people booking at the same time, and the websites get confused. They take your thing. So now I'm
sitting there, bullshitting you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So now I'm sitting there going, well, fuck, blah. Well, we'll refund you. Obviously, you're not staying here. Well, I'm working off a debit card. The refund comes through bank days. So this is Tuesday midnight, 1 a.m.
Right.
Now I'm not liquid at all. That thing took my debit account down to about $58.
Oh my God!
I had a little bit of cash in my pocket from the spot and whatever I brought, but you can't get a room with cash. Even if I had enough, you can't even get a room with cash. So now I'm sitting here going, oh shit. Now I did travel. I was a late minute traveling, so I traveled with a large check from a gig that I was going to put in the bank Wednesday morning.
Right. Okay.
I don't pay attention to holidays. I don't know that Wednesday's going to be a Sunday this week with Veterans Day.
Well, of course not. Right.
Now I'm this is
the first year we've had Veterans Day. Why would you know that?
Well, I didn't know that they. Don't they observe how? Don't they always say like
some banks do
Monday,
stay open
Friday,
or but some banks do close. There's no mail on Veterans Day. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, but some banks might say we observe it on Monday or Friday. I've never heard of a bank observing it in the middle of the week. I just never heard that. So now I'm sitting there.
Well, after the show, I could give you a lot of examples, or I can give it to you now. A list of banks that do observe it.
Well, every bank.
The actual day.
Actually, every bank already observes.
Every bank you try.
Western Union observes.
There are several banks in Jersey that don't.
Yeah, so now
they're run by the Lucchese family.
I'm stuck, man, and I'm not going to call people.
No, but again,
12:30 in the morning, 1 a.m. I'm like, so I just literally, it was raining that night. I called my girlfriend on the West Coast. I tell her my problem. She tries to transfer me some funds through Chase. They don't take it because it's already the holiday now at Tuesday night. They're not going to transact anything till Thursday morning. So I literally I go down on the E train right by Gotham, and I just ride the E train from 3 a.m. till 8:30 a.m. just back and
I used
forth,
to do that when I was younger, but it's fun to have fun. Yeah, we had fun on the train.
I had a carry-on and a bag, and I'm just trying to stay awake so I don't get robbed. And
wow.
So then I go. Then this is what I realized.
By the way, in the 80s, early 90s, 70s, you'd have been. I'd have been dead. You might as well just go right to a funeral home and say embalm me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I'd have been dead. And so that I'm still assuming that. I don't know yet that the banks are closed. So I'm like, I'll ride this thing till about 8 a.m. and then I'll go hit a bank at 9 a.m.
Right.
So I ride it all the way into like Midtown at this coffee shop I know.
God,
and I go hit because I know where this Chase is. I go, the doors, I'm like, what? The guy out front's like, oh yeah, it's Veterans Day. They're like, oh my God. So now I go to a coffee and I got to call my mom and dad. I just turned 43 years old.
Of course you did. I know.
And I'm calling my mom and dad to get me a hotel room in New York on a day. I'm sitting here with no money.
Now, the awful part about that, too, is when you call your girlfriend in Los Angeles with with a problem like that, you're just reminding her of your situation.
Oh, I just told her. I don't know why you're still with me.
Like halfway through the phone call, she'd probably go, "Listen, I'm going to go outside and throw a rock, and whoever I hit will probably be better."
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Well, is she an actress? The
No,
LA
she's not.
How'd you meet her?
She saw me perform last year, and she's like, and that's the other thing is like, I'm calling a girl for money who's 15 years younger than me.
Oh my God!
You know
You're
what I
calling
mean?
a millennial for money.
Exactly.
Did her parents? Have to give you money?
No, the sad thing is she's got it. She's like, how much do you need? Like, she owns her own business. She's basically an esthetician. She owns her own business. She's got her shit together 10 times more than I do.
What is she, an esthetician?
Esthetician.
What does
Like,
that
they
mean?
do like facials and waxing
kidding.
and and in Southern California, those women
Wow.
pay high dollar. I mean,
Absolutely.
She works constantly. Like, I always do a joke. I go, the girl's booked 5 days a week, hour after hour. I go, it's pretty humbling. I've been doing stand-up for 10 years, and she's got a better following than I do. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous.
Well, now, what's it like dating a Korean woman, though?
Well, Mike gets
They got money.
facials also.
Yeah.
Rod from Bayside is throwing in some gay jokes from the grassy knoll. There's extra gay jokes coming in from the grassy. Thank you, Rod.
You got it.
Listen, man. Again, next time, please give me a call.
Oh, man.
Because Dan knows I have 2 rules: no black comics here.
That's
and, you're fine with that. And of course, no gay comics.
That's hilarious.
I'm kidding.
That's hilarious.
Anybody could sleep here who was my friend.
Wow. It was just one of those things where and then you're up all night just riding these subways, seeing all, like, you're
Why
just
don't you
sitting
get
there
some Coke?
thinking to yourself. Yeah, exactly.
At least be happy on the train.
I had $58.
Yeah, you
Like,
can't
literally,
Well,
$50
$50 you could probably get a Coke. $50 bill.
Yeah.
I can at least give you that number.
Yeah, at least Artie sent me. He said when I stay there next, he'll hook it up. Yeah.
You want me to put some money in my credit in my account for my dealer?
Yeah, sure. Can you just PayPal him for
No,
me?
because honestly,
it was one of those, like,
people who are anti-drug, I always say, if you're in a bad situation, why not be high in that situation? Like people, like I said, I had a girlfriend who always wanted to go to Hawaii. And I would say, I'm getting Hawaii delivered here. It's going to be, I've been to Hawaii, I've been to Maui. And you asked me if I'm happier not high in Maui or high in Sea Caucus on a February night where it's raining, and I'm always happier in Sea Caucus. So at the very least, you could be happy on the train.
Yeah, well, the good thing is I did have a little bit of an edible that I brought, because I like to fly. I like to take a little portion of edible when I fly, just to relax.
What does that mean? Edible? What do you mean?
Like a marijuana edible.
Oh, marijuana. Oh,
right. Yeah. So I had a little Tootsie Roll edible. So I cracked that. At least I enjoyed the different faces and all the other losers like me on the train from 3 a.m. till 8 a.m. All the way through every borough in New York.
I'm talking about way happier than that.
Yeah, I know.
No, I'm kidding. No, listen. I'm being honest with you. Please call me if you ever have that situation.
I will. It's just
I feel
one of those
bad
things where you're like, people, because then people on the outside, your close friends or stuff, they see what you're doing, and you do some stuff, and I've opened for Bill and
Bill Burr,
Bill Burr, and I've done some cool stuff.
Cosby.
No, that
would be better.
Saving him for you.
At least you'd have a lawsuit.
Yeah, exactly. But no, and you sit there and you go, man, it's like that movie Blue Jasmine.
Yeah.
You ever seen that movie Blue Jasmine? The example is how close you are from the top to the bottom. It's really his point at the end of it. And you sit there and you go, man, like, I was like just in the heat of it, performing with guys like Roy Wood Jr. and Judd Apatow and getting, big laughs and people. And now I'm sitting here not knowing if I'm going to even have a place tomorrow night.
Well, what does that do to your spirit-wise? I mean, you're 43.
Man.
Do you have... I mean, see, the problem is you stay in this because you know you're funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's hard to leave when you know you're funny.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't honestly, in good conscience, tell someone like you to quit comedy because I think you're a funny guy.
Right.
And you constantly see people who aren't funny make it.
Yeah.
And it's very frustrating. So what does that do? Like, does that set you back at all mentally at night like that at this point?
Yeah, it does. Like last night after I finally did get checked in after hours of just not, sleep ever, and I finally got to the room and I called and I had a long enough conversation with my girlfriend. It was like one of those like, are these signals, are these things to quit, and I've thought about it. I mean, I believe me, in the last year or two, all those examples that you cited, you see others. And, you know, I never try to get upset with someone else's success. It's not mine. It's not personal.
Oh, God, I do.
Oh, I do. I said I try not to. Right. And because you have to try to not compare it. You know, they say that, comparison is the thief of happiness.
While you're sleeping on a subway car, Chelsea Handler's on a private jet.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of, and even just a lot of other
That makes you murderous.
Yeah,
kill somebody.
So, you know, you think, I just turned 43, and I know I'm funny, and other people have recognized it, but the ultimate next step has not been, you sit there and you feel like you hit a plateau, and even though you're writing more stuff and you're becoming a funnier comic, that plateau is, you're only on someone else's plateau.
Right.
And, it's frustrating, Artie. I'm not a hack comic. I'm not out selling bumper stickers after the show.
Far from a hack. You're definitely an original guy.
I'm not.
Maybe that's what's hurting you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. But that was one of those nights where you eat some humble pie and you have a lot of time to think to yourself about a lot of things. And her and I had a long talk. And I mean, she's the last person that wants to see me give this up. She met me on, she saw me on stage, and
a lot of free weekends you're not there too.
Yeah, exactly. She loves the distance,
how serious are you with her?
No, we're really serious. Yeah. Like, where we celebrate a year next week, and
do you feel like
she's the
financial burden like stopping you from getting married too?
Oh yeah. I mean, of course, it's stopping me from taking her to nice places a lot of times, and I'm scraping along and trying everything. So then you sit there and you go, well, what do I do? Do I, I'm a big part of me is thinking I'm just quitting the road next year. You know what I mean? Like, just saying, at least I'll try to stay in town in LA, do some spots. I got a little following in San Diego, so go down there and try to get paid a little bit, do some spots, maybe audition, maybe pick up something, maybe drive for Uber. I don't know, but clear my head for a year and not like, hey, if Bill picks up the phone and says, hey, you want to open somewhere? I know that financially that's smart. I go out for a few shows or maybe
like Bill is in town at the Garden. Right. Who's opening for him?
Verzi. Paul's opening for him.
Paul Verzi. Paul's a good guy.
Oh, Paul's a great guy, and he deserves it. It's
so he's got a few guys that he uses.
Yeah, he's got a few guys, and I might do. I'm not getting. You can't make a living opening for someone unless they.
Well, you can.
Well, you can, but I don't.
It's got to be every show.
I might do 15 cities a year. Right. You're not going to make a living like that. You got to go hustle your own.
So how can you take off for a year? How can you take off and just not go on the road when all?
Well, like I said, maybe drive for Uber. Maybe I have to get a job. Maybe I have to.
So get another job.
Maybe I'm trying to submit some writing stuff, and I just don't ever hear anything, and I don't have any representation. I mean, I've gone to some festivals. I've tried to beat down some doors, but I'm a 43-year-old white guy that talks about basically his life and other things that I observe, and I mean, that's all I know. I'm not gonna go out and
comedy is
come up with some shtick.
Comedy is the one business where if you're a black guy, it is easier to make it. It's the one. It's not. I'm not talking about insurance companies. I'm not talking about the world of finance. But in comedy, if you could use that black accent and say the N-word like Chris Rock can, it opens a lot more. Yeah. Like I remember when Titanic was a big hit, I would say this is a great time to be a black comedian because you just have to put black people on a Titanic and you got a good bit. Like now Brothers was on a Titanic, that shit be different.
Exactly.
Fuck the bitches and children. I'm on the lifeboat.
Right. Yeah. No.
A white guy has to come up with something more clever.
Yeah, and it's there's all kinds of like. Diversities that are they're just grabbing any diversity. It doesn't even have to be black.
Well, Russell Peters is just telling every old American joke in Indian.
Yeah,
that's what he's doing.
And
and now he sells out the Garden in Thailand and Bangkok, right? I mean, and London.
I can't waste my time getting like upset or letting that kind of bother me. You have to, everybody's path to success is different, I guess. But it's just you get punches in the gut, man. That sometimes that knocks the wind out of you for months, man, and you just sit there and go, what am I doing? By the time you can grab your breath, you have to figure out, am I doing this? Because I don't want to be on the other side of 45 and have to possibly worry about that type of experience happening or have to worry about where I'm going to get work, Right. And I love this girl, so hopefully that, I want to take that to the next level. But I mean...
And she's 20, so she's 25?
28
years old.
I'm 43. But she turns 29 in a couple months. So.
Are you worried about her?
No, she's loyal.
In love with you, too.
She's a loyal girl, and she's not... Like, when I met her... she's not a party girl. She doesn't. I mean, she we'll have a glass of wine, whatever. But she doesn't go like it's not going out with her friends is the least important thing on her mind. It's building her business. It's being
you want that. If you want your girl's the person she's cheating on you with to be her business.
Yes.
That's a dream
Absolutely.
woman.
And that's who she is. And that's who I cheat on her with is comedy. And we have that understanding. And she has ambitions and she sees, what her value is. And the great thing what I love about her the most is that she don't need me. But she keeps me.
Right.
And I'm lucky that way.
So that's a big positive.
Yeah, so then when all these punches in the guts happen, you go, well, is she's worth so much, she's so valuable, does she deserve to have
the burden of you,
the burden of this,
absolutely
or what's going on in my head?
She doesn't. I'll answer. She doesn't.
Yeah, she doesn't.
But it doesn't matter if she's in love with you. It doesn't matter.
She does, and she puts up with it. And
that's what love is.
She listens to those shit, man. She listens to the shit that I complain about, and she listens to the lows, and she's happy for me with the highs, and
that's what love is.
Yeah,
absolutely,
yeah.
It's about.
And that's why I know she's the one, because all of it. She. When I first started hanging out with her, she saw me on stage. I headlined this one nighter in San Diego, and she saw me, and we kind of hooked up after, a couple weeks after we finally started dating. And then after, by Christmas of last year, we were really kind of, things were rolling. We knew we were special. And I told her, I looked at her right in the eyes, and I said, we kind of know each other a little bit.
Is that hard with Korean eyes?
She's actually half black, half white, so she can't stay here either.
No,
I'm just
of course she
I'm
can.
kidding.
She can prove that half white.
I'm kidding. She's great, but no. What I said to her, and I looked at her, and I wanted her to be serious with her because I knew when she met me, she saw me headline at a comedy club, and then we got to know each other, and she's like, "Oh wow, you're you're really good at this," and guys like Bill Burr have you open, and other these names, and you've done this, and you've been on this show, and whatever. But I had to put her in check, and I looked at her, and I sat across from her one night when we really knew things were going well, and it was close to Christmas, and I said, listen, there's going to be times all the time I'm going to want to get you something nice, and I'm going to want to take you to Hawaii.
Right, of course.
I'm going to want to do things like that because I really like you. I go, but I want you to know that this is a difficult business, and I'm not getting rich off of it, and the best I can do is maybe give you a foot massage at the end of the day. And you know what? She stood up, walked over to me, and this is after hanging out for like a month and a half.
Right.
And she walked over and I was sitting down, she put her hands around my head. And she kissed me on the top of the head, and she goes, I don't care about any of that.
That's great. That's
She's
great.
like, you're gonna make it. You're funny. Don't even worry about that. That's not why I'm here. And I'm like, that's when I knew I was able to breathe. Like that was the first time I've ever opened up to someone else. Like I've had some girlfriends, but very superficial.
That is rare.
I run them in and out of.
Yeah, what you have is rare.
Yeah, I run them in and out of my life in the last 7 or 8 years. And and never would I ever look at a girl and confide that I don't have a lot. I would never. I'm not putting myself out there going, hey, I don't make that one. I was always fronting more with other girls because I knew that
you have to.
But this girl, I was just like, well, this is it. I mean, I'm
fronting like topping her bottom. I don't know what. Tell me what.
It's bullshitting.
Yeah, it's bullshitting. I'm just fronting. Like
putting
I
up
would never.
A front.
Yeah, I would have played myself off to be more successful than I really am. Whereas this one, I retreated and I said, look, this is really what it is, because I knew she was really special, and I was like, I'm not going to mislead her for a day. If she wants to walk out on this now, I'll let her. I'll let her go, oh, well, if she thought that she was getting in, with some guy that was going to take care of her, she needed to know that. And that wasn't it. And that made me just, for the first time, exhale with someone and just go, all right, now I can just kind of go live my life with her, and I don't have to worry about her thinking a certain way about me or perceiving me in a way, because she's here just because she likes Jason and more than the guy that she met when she saw me on stage. She likes the guy off stage way more. So
that's key.
Dude, that's
all
key.
My girlfriends have always liked the guy on stage way more.
And me too. Yeah. And that's why I've had to put on the front.
Right. Well,
and it's difficult because they want you to be that guy all the time, and then they want the luxury of that lifestyle. They want to live this lifestyle that they think you live, or they perceive that you live, or whatever.
You can roll into New York at any time and get a spot on the E train and for 5 hours.
Yeah, exactly. You want to ride the E train?
The Marriott's booked, but the E train does have a spot.
The E train, yes.
No, you're right. I mean, listen, you described the dream situation. In some ways, you describe something that most people in the world would rather have than a good job.
You're right, and
it's true.
It's dawned on me. It took me a long time to find. She's from Chicago, so she has that Midwest mentality. She's not a Southern California girl. She didn't go out to Southern California to be a Southern California girl.
Right.
She went out because the weather sucks in Chicago, and her job, that's where the money is, in that kind of the beauty, the healthcare, that kind of a thing with women will spend top dollar. So She's happy.
Yeah. Oh, she realized
happy.
opening up a spa in Cabrini Green Projects was probably not going to be
exactly.
a money.
Yeah, you know.
Mike is a guy who's come over a lot of adversity in his life too. What do you? I mean, Jason's pouring his heart out here.
Oh,
I appreciate it. And Mike, what do you have any advice for him?
I mean, no, he's doing the hustle. You know, what kind of comedian like gets out of college and just makes it big?
Well, but he's been, you know.
I'm not.
He's 43 years old.
I didn't start until I was 32.
It is. Oh,
So,
really? Well,
yeah, I started really late. In
you want to. It's like you do want to see some sort of money back after maybe 5 years. You start to think, okay.
Yeah.
You know, and like you say, if you start at 22, maybe late 20s. You know.
You have to respect the hustle because sometimes it's all about being in the right place at the right time.
Sure.
Oh, definitely.
Sometimes it's about blowing the right guy at HBO. You know.
Unfortunately, it is. You're right.
And listen, I've had moments where I have been in the right place at the right time. I've been lucky to have certain things happen to me in this business. It's just like you said, making it financially is a really difficult struggle, and I'm not unique. There's a million guys out there that are as funny or funnier than me that are in the same situation, or if not worse, because it's a difficult road, and you have to have. And you know, I'm hoping that this girl now, maybe she's the support system that takes me to a level that maybe gets me somewhere, because I've been doing this as a lone wolf, and a lot of times you can get really dark in places without someone else to help you say you're okay, or it's going to be better. And you know, so I'm hoping that, you know, she and this experience helps me navigate it a little bit and gives me a little sense of direction of where I want to go. But yeah, I mean, you know, you sit there and you think, man, I mean, maybe these are the signals that tell you to do different stuff. So I mean, yeah.
Do you have any skills besides? I mean, like you say Uber, because I don't. I'm telling you, I don't.
No, I can run. I can cook.
Okay, good enough to work at an Applebee's, or like
good enough to open my own catering business is what I really want to do.
Would you want? Talk about hours.
So well, here's what we talked about. Is what I talked about with her is because there's so many small budgets now going on, and like especially LA, and there's so many with all the different production schedules and production companies. They need craft services.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me stop you right there.
They need
Just
craft
really,
services.
really think about this though.
Yeah.
I would think twice. Now, do you really want to work? Do you really want to serve food to people who are doing what you always dreamed of doing? Do you realize that? I don't know. Like mentally, I would get out of LA and maybe cater to car people in Detroit.
Yeah.
Like, do you really want to? Do you really want to realize that not only are these people not as funny as you and made it, but now you're serving them egg white omelets?
Right. Well,
that would drive me personally crazy.
Here's what I do.
You might kill Johnny Galecki one day.
Yeah.
As soon as he tells you, there's onions in this egg white omelet, Jason. I was told you were funny, but is this a joke? Can I expect this joke every morning?
Yeah.
When I get my Big Bang Theory script?
My one thing is I love cooking. Like I can do it I do it for free almost. It's comedy to me. Like
that's a bad business model too. Don't do it for free.
Well, I know, but you know what I mean. The mentality is
so that would be your first. Would you go to catering first?
Well, here's what if I could make my own, if I could build my own business and clientele, kind of like my girlfriend has done in her niche. I know that's something that would get me out of bed.
Right. Okay. Good.
You know, I know that's something that would get me out of bed and get me to work, knowing that that's where I'm going to get my money. And this is something I love to do. I love to create. I love to cook. I'm a tailgate legend, supposedly. I mean,
in Cleveland.
Anywhere. I'll go pop open. I'll go pop open a tailgate.
That's an interesting business.
Blow
what
your mind
what
away.
about you just say I'm your tailgate partner? Like you go back,
love to.
You go to a football market and you say when you tailgate, you don't have to worry about cooking. I'm your tailgate party.
Yeah, well, I cook for me, Burr, and a couple other guys go to the Rose Bowl every year. We bring 6 of them, and I tailgate.
Yeah, you guys texted me from there once.
Yeah,
Bill texted me from the Rose Bowl once.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So I throw the tailgate. I cook a breakfast. I cook a snack. We get there at like 7 a.m. It's a 2:30 kickoff.
Wow.
I cook. I set up 3 grills. I get the breakfast grill going first. I cook omelets, breakfast sandwiches, all kinds of stuff for these guys. We start boozing early. We got the Crown Royal and the Budweisers out. And as the day warms a little bit, I smoke. Last year I smoked 4 pounds of baby backs. The year before I smoked a 7-pound pork shoulder. The year before I smoked a prime rib. So I'll smoke for dinner, and we'll eat right before that. But in between, I'll cook snacks. Either like last year, I cooked lamb sliders with a goat cheese. This year, I'm going to cook these citrus glazed wings that I made. So we cook early in the breakfast. I've always got stuff going on the fire.
Who pays the $20,000 for all this food? It's a lot of food.
Yeah, it's a lot of food.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the grocery bill last year, I believe. Yeah, we try to throw in on it a little bit. Bill's.
He pays for it.
It's a Bill Burr Company picnic. Is what we call it.
That's what it should be called.
Bill Burr Company picnic, and so. Yeah, I mean, last year's groceries were, probably close to $600, I would think. You know what I mean? So, and then, we smoked some ribs. I made some homemade. I made some stuffed baked potatoes with them. Smoked some potatoes. I crunch up Frito chips. I throw them in there with some salsa and some shredded cheese. They're unbelievable.
So, well, let me ask you: would you be ready to make a move career-wise and do this?
Yeah, I mean, at my age and everything, we'll see. I mean, I don't want to stop doing stand-up.
Well, then, of course, then don't. That's the big question. Of course,
I just don't.
You don't want to stop.
I just don't want to. I just can't. I can't afford the
You'd
travel.
be doing sets in your head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're funny, you're going to keep thinking of funny shit. You go, I know this would kill somewhere.
Yeah,
it's frustrating.
No, I just can't travel like on these dimes anymore. I mean, I'm losing money. Like this year. I looked back at this year and literally everything I made and then travel expenses. I mean, I didn't make any money. I'm not. You can't.
You mean you weren't in the plus column money wise?
I wasn't. No, over the course of the year, I was in the plus column to a point where you can't do it that way.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, I mean,
you got
sure.
rent, you got bills. I mean. You got 2 straight weeks on the road and then 2 weeks off the road and whatever that was and expense. Now I'm underwater if I don't work every single week. If I don't work every single week, I'm definitely.
Well, I can't believe there's as many people in the world nowadays that refer to themselves as comedians. And that's the only way they make a living. Because I do the math in my head and I go, I know what I need to live. And the money I make is, I mean, compared to most guys, I'm extraordinarily lucky. I mean, I can't, I'm very, very lucky with what I make in show business and in stand-up. Again, I was at the right place at the right time when, certain people needed someone to do what I do. But I can't believe some people say, I just do this, and they're not willing to admit that they get money from somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It is hard.
And it's you have a conscience, your parents, I'm sure, what did they think about the career thing? Like,
they love it. Like, they love it. At first, my mom was a little like, at my age, I started at 32. She's going, what are you doing? What's going on? And when I decided to move to California after starting 4 years in Cleveland, cutting my teeth there, they were like, really? Yeah. And she was a little... But now, they've seen what I can do. I mean, I talk about them a ton on stage.
Right.
They're hilarious. I mean, they're crazy as all shit, but they're hilarious. They're together 58 years now, and I'm the youngest of 7, so that's all fodder for
7 people.
Yeah.
Wow. You're the youngest.
I'm the youngest. I'm opening with that bit tonight. I do a joke about you can't love 7 people. It's impossible. You just can't do it.
Dan, is our game plan just to let that ring? Shouldn't you pick that up or something?
The machine will answer it.
Well, it's in the middle of the interview, though. Can we take it off the...
That's the music. That's the new music for the show.
I thought somebody was calling to book you.
That's show business.
Yeah.
Well, didn't you hear how incredibly annoying that was? It happens every day. Like, shouldn't we take it off the hook or something?
You told me to keep the ringer on. That you liked it.
Oh,
yes.
I'm sorry. I'm going to reverse.
Do you want me to unplug it from now on?
I'm going to reverse that, yeah.
Okay.
It is annoying.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Look.
I'm just making sure it's not one of my family in trouble.
Generic call.
Oh, a call from these fucking telemarketers. So, I don't know. I wish I could give you advice that made sense,
Well, there really isn't any. You have to
What do your brothers and sisters do?
Anywhere from teachers to software guys to my sister's like a college faculty. I got my parents were both educators, so a lot of them went into education. I got a brother that's into tech software, another brother that's in medical field. But yeah, they've all taken that, regular kind of life, and that's whatever. My dad was a legendary high school basketball coach.
That's right.
In Ohio, and one of my brothers, followed in his footsteps and went into coaching and stuff. But I mean, I was always, I was the youngest. I was the mistake. So I was kind of the one that was, going for the attention as a kid. My mom had her first 6 in like 6 years, and then I came almost 6 years later. So,
okay.
Yeah, so I was always like the one, literally at dinner, right, when I was a kid. I was like about 6 years old. There wasn't enough chairs around the dinner table So I would literally stand at the end of the table because I was the perfect height. It would, the table would come to my chest, and I had to wait till my oldest brother went to college for a chair to open at the dinner table. Like I literally was eating off the end of the table.
It's like a spot on the bench. Your father was really a coach.
Yeah, he was really. I was activated on the. I was put on the active roster in '79. So like literally, I had to do like that. That was like part of the whole. So I was back here. I would be up here, and I was free to walk. So I would like do impressions of my parents arguing or my dad coming down the stairs, and I knew I could make older people laugh at a younger age. So I always kind of had that in me a little bit, but it took me because I was from that family that was like, go to college, get something good, come on there, be a teacher.
Sure.
It took me till 32 to really have the balls to go, all right, I'm going to try this once and for all. I'm going to go down to the comedy club in Cleveland. I'm going to get a job. So I was already in the restaurant business.
Did you go to Hilarities? Where'd you go?
Hilarities with Nick Costas, yeah. And, I worked for him as an employee and just cut my teeth there before I decided, I'd hit that ceiling and just decided to move on to the West Coast. And, it's gotten, like I said, I've done it the way you should do it, almost. Cut my teeth, got kicked in the jaw, worked my sets, worked my material, came up, got noticed when you're, people recognize you. Oh, that guy's funnier. He's funnier than the last time I saw him. He's funny. And slowly move up that pecking order of people. Better. Yeah, and then, so all those things feel good about the business. It's just that it feels like there's a plateau and you just kind of just keep going. And like, I've already done Access Gotham Live and, just because things were stale, your buddy, I was one of the top 100 in Last Comic Standing this year. I've competed. And I thought if anybody was going to like me out of the three judges, it'll be Norm. Right?
Oh, Norm. What happened with Norm?
He hated
you? He did?
Me.
What did he say?
He goes, I don't get it. I don't like it. He just said, I don't like it. I don't like you. And he looked down and started reading his paper.
Well, that's very dismissive.
Yeah. So, but, Roseanne, I didn't move on. They didn't really show any of me. Except
did Keenan like you?
Keenan loved me. Called me a great comic.
Really?
Roseanne really liked me.
So Norm was the one who ruined your life?
Norm was the one who probably... But... whatever. I'm just saying, so you hit that dead end. You're like, oh man, I'm going to be one of the top 100. I'm competing. They don't move you on. They don't really show any of you on TV. So that doesn't happen. So I'm here to do Live at Gotham because things are just kind of, hey, why not? Do it again. I'll burn another 10 minutes. I got plenty of material, something just to give me something, to get going. So if somebody sees it, if somebody doesn't, whatever. I just did a comedy festival in Big Sky, Montana. I had a great sets. Didn't win it. Thought I was right there.
So you're on the road a lot too.
I was on the road a lot this year.
I thought this was going to be Mike's chance to bitch about life, but this has been your. Mike, are you bitter that Jason
not
overtook
to bitch?
No, but I have admiration for all of you guys because I would never want that nonstop
rejection.
Yeah, it seems like a tough life.
It is. Like, it's a lot of. It's not even the most successful people. It's 90%.
I mean, even like I saw Amy Schumer open up for Madonna a few weeks ago.
Right.
Like, I'm sure she had her share of rejection.
Oh, sure.
Or maybe
she put a lot of years in.
Or maybe she blew the right dude. I don't know.
Amy put a lot of years in.
I don't know, but it just seems like a tough life.
A lot of years of struggling.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, don't you feel like Jason?
I mean, yeah.
She put a lot of years of struggling.
She was a feature for about 20 minutes. She was a feature as long as a feature does.
Does that aggravate you? I mean,
because
Aziz Ansari, you gotta want to kill him.
I know. I'm just looking at that river. I'm looking at that river right now and just looking at how great that river looks with all this talk. I wonder how deep the bottom is. How deep do you think it is down there?
That's what happens. You got to be careful. Don't.
No, I know.
I'm sorry I went to Mike there because you mentioned probably people that depressed him more, Mike. I'm sorry.
No, but you sit there and you go,
Bill
and there
Cosby
is.
raped 50 women. But
see, that's good. To bring that up, it's fun. We found that out after he made his money, but
yeah, it's not even so much that you all the failures or all the rejection. Now I find it's like there's so much halt to the momentum. Is like now you've had the rejection. I started the rejection. Listen, I'm the youngest of 7, 2 teachers. I heard no my whole life. No, you can't have that. No, you're not getting that. No, shut up. I mean, that was what we heard our whole life.
Right.
I want that. No, you're not getting anything. You're wearing your brother's clothes. You're using your brother's bathwater. Shut up. we're poor. You're not getting it. That's fine. It's just that when you do start accomplishing things and you get a little streak of momentum, how quickly that momentum gets just cut off.
Bam.
And then you feel rejection without even people saying no. You're just sitting in a level of nothing.
Right.
I mean, you wish somebody would call you to say no. Nobody's calling you.
Yeah,
And
that's
even,
the worst.
Even when you finally make it and you get your own sitcom or you get your own project movies, and then you
Well,
get
there's the
rug
other
pulled.
side of that too. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can make it and then you go back
know?
down. You're back down the hill
Sure.
again. Yeah.
They say the only thing harder than getting on TV is staying on TV or whatever. Getting on, is staying. So.
Right.
And that's what that's just that chug along. It's just always that I think I can. I think I can. And
See,
it's like that book never ends for me. There's the train doesn't get.
Yeah.
The pages just keep turning on that.
Well, for comics, it's easier because once you get a name for yourself in comedy, at least we know how to do stand up.
Yeah.
Like actors got to keep waiting for jobs. We can keep doing stand up at least,
Right.
And that's comforting to know. But technology is such where there's a lot of opportunities. But on the other end, it's so scattered now. It's splintered, the business. There's so many different things going on that money is drained out, and getting on TV as a regular on a show now is not as hard. But because there's so many networks, but there's no money like there used to
Right.
be either. There's a lot of ways to drive yourself crazy. But but again, you do have a solid thing with this girl though. That is really a unique thing.
It really is.
Yeah.
She's, man, I'll tell you, she's kept it together for me this year a lot. I mean, listen, good things happen to me a lot. And, sometimes you need someone else to help you recognize
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
Because you get
You need
so
a positive.
involved.
You need a tree. You need a fucking rock. You need someone to lean on. To go, I need you here.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to do it
'Cause
because you don't have that regular life where a job is going to happen. And
No, because when you're by yourself in this kind of a business, you have two people talking to you on your shoulder, and they're both negative for it. They're
both the
negative.
devil. They're both the
they're
devil.
both the devil. And when you have her, like she's got two good, positive angel voices in my ear.
like in Animal House, when Tom Hulse is deciding whether or not to have statutory rape added to his record, and he's got the devil saying "fuck her" and the one guy saying "no, be a nice guy." On our show, both shoulders are saying "fuck her."
Yeah, exactly. But both shoulders are saying
Say,
fuck her.
fuck her brains
Fuck her
out.
brains
Right, right.
out. Yeah, treat her like shit.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, let's take a break because this has been a very. It's emotional. It really is because I relate to you in every way except for the failure part.
I love you, Artie. I love you. That's well, you can't.
And I'm insanely lucky
beautiful.
too, and I'll explain that later. But of course, so the big news is RZA had a party from the Wu-Tang Clan, and someone was shot at his house. That's the big news. Did you see this in the New York Magazine? A true story. A true poll in the New Yorker Magazine. I'm not making this up. They asked people if they would kill Hitler when he was a baby. Like, if you had the opportunity to kill Hitler as a baby, would
I saw a hashtag about
Did
that.
you see that?
Yeah.
Would you kill baby Hitler, they call it.
Right.
And most people actually said yes, they would. And look, I mean, I'm doing some quick math, and I think, it's probably better to kill him, right? I mean, I don't know. Would you kill Hitler as a baby?
Well, yeah. I mean, if I knew, I wouldn't kill Hitler as a baby if I wasn't privy. If I wasn't privy to the info.
No, I'm assuming
Right.
he's going to start the Holocaust.
Of course I would. Of course I would.
You
of
would.
course I would.
Now, what
Yeah.
about you, Mike?
You're killing a baby regardless.
Of course, you have to actually
Even if it's a
murder a
bad
baby.
baby.
You have to, yeah, right.
So I'm gonna be controversial and say no.
Wow. See, to me, I'm with Jason, and to me, I don't even have to think. To me, that is a no-brainer, killing baby Hitler. I would kill baby Ryan Seacrest.
Well, you still can. You still can at his height.
I would kill baby A-Rod.
That's hilarious.
I would kill baby everyone on The View. Every one of those women as babies, I would kill. Brutally.
No, half of them I don't even know who they are.
Right.
And I'm gay and I watch it.
Yeah. Raven Simone, baby Raven Simone, I would kill. No, yeah, baby, you got it. So even knowing that he would go and start the Holocaust.
And he killed like 1 million gays too.
Well, Jews and gays,
Gypsies
yeah.
and gays
Well, he
and
killed 6 million human beings. Let's just start there. We'll categorize them later, but 6 million people.
But I don't even
Knowing a baby would grow up.
So
to
wait a
do
minute.
that.
He didn't kill 6 million Jews? I didn't know about these gays and gypsies.
Wait, so are you saying if you're gay, you're not Jewish?
Well, I've seen a few gay Jews.
So there's a lot of them, I would assume. So you wouldn't
And they're
kill.
very tight with their money too.
Would you not kill? You really wouldn't kill baby Hitler?
No, because this is my quick rant on genocide. I have this.
Well, no, it's not genocide. It's one baby. You're preventing genocide.
Yeah, I was just.
But you learn about the Holocaust. You learn about Hitler in every history class, every grade.
Right. Well, not everyone. Sure, some.
But in our lifetime, like Rwanda, 1 million people are
You're right.
butchered.
I'm not saying that's as nice either.
And nobody batted an eye about it. Like 1 million people dead.
Because all those Rwanda people didn't come over here and start banks and become our managers and agents. It's hilarious. And marry Sun Yi. Rod, what about you? I'll go to you. I don't know why, but I will. Would you kill, before we go to break, would you kill baby Hitler?
Yeah, I think you gotta kill baby Hitler. But also, do you think like if you kill Hitler, then it like the butterfly effect? Do you think like you kill Hitler and then someone worse comes?
Interesting point.
His right hand man was Himmler, who was they say was just as bad.
Well, baby
Himmler,
baby Himmler, baby Mengele,
Mengele, that's the other guy.
baby Goering.
Okay, yeah, those are all the guys in Nuremberg.
There's a
right?
comic named Joe Macchi who has a hilarious bit about this. He would go back in time in a time machine and do it, but then he'd have to kill. He had that same question: if I killed baby Hitler, then I'd have to kill, and then it would be like I'd be a bloodbath of me killing babies, and I have to explain to people, look, I'm doing this because Joe Macchi.
He's
funny.
Go ahead.
What about baby Bill Cosby?
I think there's a lot of women, starting with
Gloria Aldred?
starting with Gloria Aldred. There's a lot of women who would say, yeah, I'd kill baby Bill Cosby.
I wouldn't. The pudding's too important.
I wouldn't. I'd wait.
Baby Malcolm Jamal Warner, I'd kill.
I'd wait to kill Cosby at like. Can you kill Cosby at like 28? Because he did some really good stuff. And maybe like 32. I'll
Right
kill
after
Cosby at like 30. Whatever. After himself. I'll
Somewhere
kill
between
Cosby.
somewhere between the second album and the first rape.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he did give us something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
On that, we'll take a break.
Yeah. Hilarious.
We ready? All right, welcome back here. Let's to get to the reason Rod is here. One of the reasons he made a few more phony phone calls. And what should we play first? Should we play the one you just said first?
Or you could play I got Steve Summers also. You could play that one first.
You got Steve Summers, the overnight guy on WFAN. It's an easy guy to torture because Steve seems to be in a coma when he's on the air. Do you know who Steve Summers is?
No.
He's a local sports guy overnight, and he got this crazy voice, but he doesn't seem to know what he talks about a minute before we call him. Like he seems to forget stuff as soon as he says it. So what's the premise of this, Rod?
This was back when the Mets first made the World Series.
Okay.
So I called him and I let him know that I just got back from Europe and I saw something pretty crazy over
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
Dan, by the way, is a big fan of a guy named Rick Steves. Okay. Dan, we have to give him backstory. He's a travel guy on PBS.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not playing, Rod.
It's not playing? All right. Can you? I want, because Mike is here. I want to know if Mike, do you feel a gay man has gaydar better than a regular guy?
Oh, certainly. I mean,
Yeah.
I think somebody in this room is gay, but I'm not.
Who?
I can't just out somebody. I mean, you know about outing people, Artie.
Is it Dan?
No.
It's not Dan?
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
No, I don't think anybody.
Do you know who
is.
Rick Steves is?
I haven't heard of
Rick
him.
Steves is a travel guy that Dan cannot be in the same room with. He gets the shakes.
Really?
He get like he's a big fan of his, and he gets the sweats and he gets the shakes.
That's what I would do with Reggie. If I was in the same room with
Reggie Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what a heterosexual guy might do. But this is a guy who's a travel guy on PBS, and if we can't play the phone calls, let's play some Rick Steves. And I want Rick Steves also claims to be straight, and I want you to hear what he sounds like. Are we going to play Rick Steves?
You know what? We should stop because I need a second. I need a minute.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, why don't you tell the Gilbert story, Ron?
Oh, so last night I went to see you and Gilbert, obviously.
At Caroline's. We did the
Caroline's.
podcast. Yeah.
So, great show.
Thank you.
Couldn't stop laughing.
That was funny.
So, I always hear these stories about how cheap Gilbert is. And,
Right.
I think that they're over-exaggerated. But last night I actually saw it in action.
Okay, what happened?
So I was sitting like right where you guys come, and right when you leave the stage to go backstage, I was sitting like right next to that area. So Gilbert's walking back after the show, and then the guy who was sitting directly in front of me goes, "Gilbert, can I get a picture really quick?"
Right.
So he stands up with his phone, and I was there. I was like, "Oh, you want me to take the picture for you?" So the guy is about to take the picture with Gilbert. I have the phone in my hand. I realize it's in selfie mode. So I'm like, I go to ask the guy, how do you put it in regular picture taking mode? And and when I say that, Gilbert goes, oh, it's all right. I'll take a picture with you out there, and he points to the lobby.
Right.
So we're leaving the show, and I see the guy taking a picture with Gilbert, and then he's handing Gilbert $10. So Gilbert charged him to take the picture.
Oh my God! No, he didn't.
Oh my God! He realized he was going to give one away for free.
Right, exactly. He was like, "Oh wait,
no, why don't we take it out there?" And the guy thought maybe he was being a nice guy. It's too crowded in here.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Oh, Jesus Christ. $10?
Yeah, I think it was $10.
$10? I'm kidding. People don't want to pay me $7 for a whole month of fucking podcasting. $10 for a picture with Gilbert. All right, Dan, should we take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break.
All right, Dan needs to, because I want to play Rick Steves for Mike and to see what he thinks, because Rick, of course, has a family.
I wonder if I could pull that off.
What?
Just saying
$10? Well, it depends. I don't think so. Not with most. I don't think anybody. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. We'll pause and we'll come back with technical issues taken care of. Go ahead. What's the problem?
The output from my computer just broke.
Oh yeah.
So.
Okay.
It was not. It just happened.
Yeah, Europe. What? I'm talking to somebody who has money. Like something Russell would say. Yes, it is.
So yeah, it's about him crashing on comedians' couches. That's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's my life story.
Are we back?
We're back.
We're back. All right. Some technical difficulties are taken care of. Now, what did you get? Did you got just the phone calls?
Yes.
You can play anything off the computer or just a phone call?
I can play anything off my iPad. I'll have to search for Rick Steves.
Oh, okay.
Let's go through the phone call first.
All right, okay. So this is Steve Summers.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
James is calling from Montclair. James, you're on the Fan of New York City. What's happening?
Boo.
James.
How's it going, brother?
James, I can't wait.
I can't wait, too. It's been a great week for me. I just got back from Europe. I met my idol there. Yeah,
Europe? What? I'm talking to somebody who has money.
Yeah, pretty much.
Europe.
I met my idol, Rick Steves, from PBS.
Okay.
He's like the travel guru there. I was in Vatican City, and I go into the bathroom, and there is Rick Steves giving Dan Filato a Roman soldier helmet.
Okay, see, I was hoping he was going to have a punchline that we could have heard and kind of chuckled at and said, hey, pretty interesting, pretty creative, pretty clever. But that really came out of like something Russell would say.
Russell would
It's not what I would say.
Yes, it is.
We can stop.
Can't.
No, that's fucking... Okay, again, we have to play Rick Steves for the guys here. Again, it's just odd that Dan is so into this guy, and we have no explanation for it. Dan just says it's because he can negotiate well in the hotels, right? I mean, what is your reasoning for liking Rick Steves so much?
He has this gene in him that
Gene
he can that he can go to Europe and ask questions that I'm not very good at asking.
So because of that, Dan can't shakes around him and gets the sweats. Does that make any sense?
No.
Okay.
Man.
That hasn't made any sense to anyone at all, but Dan is very adamant about it. Mike, what do you think about this?
It sounds a little bit gay. But who am I to judge?
Okay. Well, when you hear Rick, maybe you'll judge more. You'll want to judge more. Because I feel Dan is, I don't know, again, but Russ Maneva, the comic, was in here. He got the furthest with Dan out of anybody. He said that there's something about Rick Steves that, brings comfort to Dan, like a blanket or something. And he can't choose what it is. Dan claims it's because he can negotiate deals at hotels, but a lot of people can do that.
Yeah, that's a odd attraction.
Well, maybe
it's just an odd
maybe
attraction.
you
I need Rick
to get in touch
Steves.
with
Yeah.
Rick Steves.
Yeah, well, exactly. No, there's no question about the fact that he's a skilled guy.
Europe through the back door. That's the
Right,
name.
Europe through the back door is his actual name of his. All right, is this Rick? Dan? Mm-hmm. Okay, here's a clip of Rick.
Every neighborhood has a time-honored gathering place. Petanque, also known as boule, offers the perfect escape for friends. This competitive yet convivial game where friends toss metal balls with the same precision their fathers did provides the ideal antidote to the pressures of modern life.
He said metal balls get like he accentuated the gayness of that.
I stop for a second.
Riviera,
Stop.
on the banks of the...
Okay. Mike, is there any chance Rick is not gay?
I would say he's definitely had 100 times more gay sex than I have.
Okay.
And he sounds
he is
very,
well traveled.
I mean, he sounds very conservative and proper.
Right, he is, definitely, yeah.
But I would say he's taking it in the ass.
Okay.
Does that sound like a voice that has come out or not come out, though?
Oh, that's a come out.
Well, he hasn't come out, though.
Well, that's a
He's
voice.
not
But he
come out.
hasn't. No, he's
That's
not.
a- no,
He's very much married and he's got
okay.
kids.
That sounds like a voice full of cum. Is what it sounds.
Sounds like
Listen, you're saying it, not me. Of course, I am saying it. So now, what would you think about a guy who can't be in the same room as Rick and shakes? You think it's more than his negotiating skills, right?
Yeah, I mean that's it is a little bit odd. I don't know why shakes and I don't know. I'm just meeting Dan, but
Now you said you have your gaydar up for someone in the room. Right. Okay. I'm gonna leave it at that. Dan, how do you explain this?
I can't explain it.
Okay.
I wish I could explain it. For Jason and for Mike, I have been in radio and show business since I was 15. I just at some point got sick of athletes and rock stars,
Street guys.
and all. Once again, Mike thinks someone in the room is gay, and that's all I'm going to say, and it ain't me.
Oh, okay.
So I just at some point it's oblivious to me, and Artie knows I have no problem going up to people. I have no problem going up to people saying, "Come on the podcast," or "Come on the
What does
TV
that
show."
mean?
When we were doing the TV show, I had no problem going up to celebrities. I don't care. It doesn't make a difference to me. But there was just, I had watched Rick Steves for 20 years on PBS, and I've gone to Europe for 20 years. I was born in Europe. I have relatives there,
Right.
and he has this ability that I don't, like to get 3-bedroom suites for $80 a night. And he has the ability to blow off a line in a museum, that I don't have the ability to do. And I'm in awe of that. And when my wife was asked to host she was a chocolatier. When she was asked to host
His wife
an
is a
event,
chocolatier.
I couldn't, I could not. She makes chocolate.
Okay.
We'll say
Right.
that, yeah, because we don't know.
That's a fancy word.
Chocolatier is a very gay word.
Okay, whatever. I just could not.
it's on. I see that on Grindr all the time. Chocolate
It's here.
job, chocolate.
There's someone who likes black guys.
That answer though, that was like a very congressional. Like you sounded like you were answering in front of a congressional hearing.
I was
like,
the same.
you were
I was the
like-
same
What's
way.
even odder is you feel comfortable
I was
sharing
the
this
same
with
way.
people.
Well, because I thought you were my friends.
But no, we are your friends.
Well-
I would just find, but see, non-friends would keep it in and go, well, that's weird.
No,
talk
they-
behind your back. We're talking to your
I was the same way around Bruce Springsteen a couple of times. Now I've met Springsteen
But that
later,
makes sense.
and
that makes
And
sense.
he can't get deals on
Let me
hotels.
ask
he cannot. No,
He has somebody do it for
right,
him.
exactly.
He gets Rick Steves. He calls
Yeah,
Rick.
he
Right.
does.
You mentioned Bruce Springsteen. Let me ask you somebody about who I think gets very gay around Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
Governor Chris Christie.
Yeah, he does.
What is that about?
And well, he's just a big fan. Yeah. Now Springsteen is one of those guys where a lot of people don't like him because of his fans. He's one of those people where it's not about his work; it's about his fans act stupid around him. And I get that. I understand. I'm a big Bruce Springsteen fan, where I'm from and all that stuff. But I understand.
Well, they had a falling out within the last couple of months.
Well, they can be different on more different ends of the spectrum politically. That's for sure. Springsteen's very, very left, and of course. Christie isn't.
and Christie said
Springsteen goofed on him about the Bridgegate thing. Yeah.
But he also said in a recent interview, Christie said that his new favorite musician of all time is John Bon Jovi,
Right.
and
That's ridiculous.
yeah,
So
He's a
he
flip-flopper.
might be good.
yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Now that is gay.
That's
I mean, again,
If I said I was that way about John Bon Jovi, I walked right up to him and talked to him about baseball for 45 minutes.
Dan, the Rick Steves thing is you should stop telling people it. I'm telling you because it's odd.
Okay. It's not odd.
It's very, Jason, is it odd?
Well, to get nervous.
Yeah, and shaky.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I have to see this Rick Steves.
Well, you heard him. Play a little bit.
I don't
play a little bit more.
And what I heard is I really want to see
Sand.
it. Listen, it's like a deep thoughts
Each
with
summer,
Jack Handy
Paris
voice.
city government
It's like
closes an expressway and brings a colorful urban beach to its people. They truck in potted palm trees, hammocks, lounge chairs, and 2,000 tons of sand to create this popular fun zone. It's a perfect chance to see Paris at play and play with Paris.
Wow. Chocolatiers coming
Away from the river, parks provide another peaceful oasis. Great for enjoying the moment with friends and family.
There's no way in hell he has a wife and kids.
He does.
He does.
Wife and kids. And Dan is very, very adamant that he's not gay. Dan doesn't think Rick Steves is gay at all. Because he can never have an idol who's gay, right? Because you're very loud about how you don't like gayness and you love women. And you're very loud about when a hot chick comes on the TV. Make sure he yells about it. Look at that ass. My God, I'd like to give it to her. Come on, guys. What are you all gay?
That's exactly
Look how
right.
hot that chick is. Then when you go, why are you yelling that? Oh, what are you, fag? Look at that guy. Look at her tits. I guess I'm the gay one. I'm the only one who noticed your tits.
It's a great Chicago.
I don't know. I'm just 48. I'm 48 and I acted like this when I was 11. Come on! Look at the fucking gams on her. I'm the only one here who likes chocolatiers? I guess I'm the only chocolatier lover here. Whatever. Fuckers. All right, well, let's hear the phony phone call number 2.
This is the pet sitter prank.
You want me to set this up, Artie?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, you have that clip of Mike Boschetti talking to Stacey Pressman's cat, Snuggles.
Right, Mike Boschetti, a comedian from Staten Island, has been emasculated by this woman he's obsessed with, Stacey Pressman, and he talks to her cats in he makes Rick Steves sound like James Caan.
Pretty much. So pretty much what I did was I took those clips and I called a guy who has a pet sitting business. And it's kind of also a look into the life of what it would be like if Dan and Rick Steves got married.
Oh, great. Jesus. Well, let's hear these. Another peaceful oasis.
Hello, pet sitter. This is Paul speaking.
Hi, Paul. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Who am I speaking with?
I'm super. Thanks for asking. My name is Dan Filato, and I just moved.
Hi, Dan.
Hi. I just moved into town with my husband Rick, and we were looking for a pet sitter for our cat Snuggles.
Awesome.
How much do you charge per hour for your services?
$20 an hour. Depending on the details, we could do more or less.
Oh well, $20 doesn't sound too expensive. Now, if I hire you, there's a special service I would need you to provide, and I'd be willing to pay a little extra if you could accommodate us.
Well, that depends on the special service, but I'd be open to. Hopefully, I can help you out.
Well, myself and my husband adopted a young man with Asperger's syndrome named Michael, and he believes our pet cat Snuggles can talk. So our old pet sitter would actually pretend to be Snuggles on the phone and talk to Michael because it helped him at school with his outbursts.
Okay, I don't really know how cats talk. I'm sort of uncomfortable, but I'll give it a try.
Cats talk?
It's not too hard. You just talk like a person. He believes that a cat talks like a person. So let me just put him on the phone, and you'll be willing to try that?
You can bail on that accent next time, right?
Now?
Yeah, just to give it a shot. This way, because once we get this out of the way...
You want me to talk to him now?
Okay. I'll give it a try.
Okay. Michael, sweetie, pick up the phone.
Hey, Snuggles.
Hey, Michael.
Hi, baby. How are you, baby?
I'm good. Just walking the catwalk.
Miss
you too, pal.
You're a good big boy. You're gonna get a scratchy toy. Yay! You're gonna get a big scratchy toy.
Yay, scratchy toy.
Love you, Snuggies.
Love you too, Mike.
Niggas are stupid and violent.
What?
Niggas are stupid and violent.
That That's not nice, Michael. That's not even true. And Snuggles doesn't like that stuff.
Niggas are stupid and violent. This is not true of white people.
This is not true, period. Fuck this. Hello.
Stop it.
Senator Paul speaking.
Niggas are stupid and violent. This is not true of white people.
This is not true, period, man. I don't know who's telling you this, but that's wrong, kid.
The cat's
I have a huge nutsack.
I highly doubt it. You should go play with that. Don't fucking call me back, you little racist retard.
Is that it? That's the funny.
Oh my God! So that was Bichetti from the after you go to get the kid. Every voice after that is Bichetti.
Right.
Yeah.
Talking to the. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Bichetti, what we had Bichetti do is I made him read when that kid shot all those people in the theater. The black people in the church. Yeah. He released his racist manifesto. It was like fine. So I told Bichetti that it was our job as non-racists to read this to show how awful it is. So I made Bichetti read his manifesto. That's where we got the clip of him saying this is stupid and violent. So we had his voice.
You spliced him talking to Stacy's cat, and then that
right.
after.
We have a clip of him talking to Stacy's cat, and then out of nowhere telling the cat that niggas are stupid.
Jesus, that's hilarious. Oh my God,
dude, that's okay, Rod. I got to tell you, man. I don't think I got to tell you, after spending 30 seconds with you, normally I don't think much of you. But that is absolutely that's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Has Bichetti heard this?
No.
Well, he's the one guy, ironically, who would not get it. That is, oh my God, that is when the guy makes the decision in his head to talk like the cat. And then goes, hey, God, he wants that $20 an hour. He wants that $20 an hour.
What are you doing? Walking the catwalk. He said walking the catwalk.
Okay, buddy. And it's Stacy's cat, and Mike is so like he's in love with this Stacy girl, and he's doing anything to get with her, and he's embarrassing himself for every man. And he's talking to her cat, like he's snuggly. He talks to her on the phone.
He
buys the cat.
Yeah. He talked to the cat for $20 an hour. I think Gilbert would do it for $10.
Gilbert would undercut him. That is fucking. I can't even imagine how funny that is. That's a level of funny I can't get into my head because it's real. That is just unfucking believable. Again, we still don't know why Dan can't be in a room with Rick Steves, but
never know.
We'll never know. I mean, you're not. Here's my only point, Dan, and I'll leave it here if you want me to. But we have, Mike is homosexual, and he. I don't know who he thinks is gay. Maybe it's me. I don't know. But what's amazing to me about it is you think it's so normal for you to think this way that you find it very easy to share with other people. Like you openly tell people you have this thing about Rick Steves.
I don't tell people on the street.
Well, but I don't tell people on the street anything. People don't tell. I'm talking about we know each other for maybe 6 months when you told me this. Like I would never tell.
And I didn't know it until my wife. We got invited to this PBS fundraiser,
right?
And I was speechless. I couldn't talk.
That's what I was going to ask. I was like, so have you been in the room with him to get to this point? You're not assuming this. This did.
Okay, you don't know any. So you probably don't think Dan is gay or whatever, but Rick Steves is probably gay, Mike, right?
Oh, definitely.
You can't be. So, Mike, Dan, what do you think of that assessment?
Whatever. I don't care.
But the fact that you can't understand that, like why someone would think it after how he speaks is astonishing to me. Like what? You can't understand why Mike and us might think he's gay.
It was assumed I was gay. Forget about Disney and going to Madonna. Just the voice alone got.
What happened with me and Mike was, and again, the argument I take the blame for it because I started it. What happened is, where I grew up and the time I grew up, guys, you bust each other's balls by calling each other gay, and I didn't register that Mike really might be gay. So he had a high voice, and I said. And I was doing the same thing, on the air. That was the Stern Show back in the un-PC days, That's what you would do. And then Mike came in and told us he happened to, by coincidence, was at Disneyland on Gay Day and went to a Madonna concert by himself. I saw Amy Schumer recently open for Madonna. Were you by yourself at the Madonna concert?
No. I went with friends.
Right. And I would goof on that. And then what happened was, in my head, I realized oh my God, he really might be gay, and that's when I felt terrible. But by then, Mike had already been mad at me for a good reason and said some stuff that got me mad, and it's probably the worst. It's the worst stuff I've ever said in my life in anger, and I do.
But I take a lot of blame too because I said some awful things.
Well, no, you found out my trigger was like stuff about maybe my sister and mom and my dad falling, and you said that. But I realized I was saying something to you that I didn't realize how insanely personal it was. And it is. It's a terrible thing. So we understand each other now. But so I don't want to have the same problem with Dan. Is my point. Like, I don't want to be doing this and then find out.
That will never, ever happen.
Because you would never come out of the closet. Dan comes from a very Italian family in Chicago. Very Italian.
Never happen.
His father's a real guy.
You let him wear lederhosen, though.
Dan, you have my number. You can text me if you need advice coming out.
Do you want... Should me and Jason and Rod leave the room?
No, I think the person that should stay is the one that he suspects of being gay, and it's not me.
It's not you. Who is
the
it?
week I'm having? He probably thinks I'm gay. You know?
Do you think it's Jason?
No, I thought it was Rod at first.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
but because he's like super friendly and stuff.
Oh.
But since the show has gone on,
you thought it was Rod? Well, Rod has a smoking hot girlfriend. He does. He has
She's just a beard.
Yeah, and Elton John had a wife.
That's true too. But Elton John also had $400 million. Rod has nothing. Okay. I understand, Rod. Try to be a little less friendly.
I will. I thought pinching his ass was a nice thing to do.
Is Elton John, you think he's a top or a bottom?
He's a bottom, right? He said he's a girl. He says he's a little girl.
That's a good question. I never really thought about that. Because when he's singing "Candle in the Wind," I never thought. You think take it in the ass?
You think the guy with $1 billion would be the top?
Well, when he uses his husband as the piano.
I saw that. I saw that Michael Douglas Liberace show. That movie.
And again, can you get that movie? For example, again, I don't want to sound insensitive, but I can't get Matt Damon.
Yeah, that's what I was
over Michael Douglas's shoulder with that wig on, ramming him in the ass. Yeah. I can't get that out of my head. Yes. Like, I can't watch Michael Douglas films. I can't watch Basic Instinct the same way.
The worst is like after the worst. If I was Matt Damon, first off, I would have been pissed because I think like 3 months after that movie came out. That Michael Douglas claimed that he got mouth cancer from
eating out her pussy. Yeah,
he didn't have like HPV of the mouth
from cunnilingus, but he happened to be married to Catherine Zeta-Jones. Could be the whores he was fucking.
Get it. But he admits that he got this thing from kind of. And then if I'm Matt Damon, I'm going, dude, like we kissed.
Oh, you think what?
Dude, wait a minute. We kissed on set 3 months ago. Now you're telling people that you had your HPV mouth point. Shit? Like,
do you think Matt Damon?
Like, I don't know. Maybe Matt Damon didn't say anything.
Do you imagine imagine this? This is frustrating. At least Michael Douglas got to eat out Catherine Zeta-Jones. Yeah. Do you imagine getting cancer from Catherine Zeta-Jones' pussy, but you did it by kissing Michael Douglas?
That
is the worst for heterosexual. That is the worst of all scenarios.
I'd rather sleep on the subway.
I got cancer from Catherine Zeta-Jones' pussy. Well, at least you got no. You understand?
Via Michael Douglas.
You might have had it from Ben Affleck already.
That's like getting cancer from Carmen Electra's pussy by making out with the guy from Cypress Hill.
Man.
Well, listen, Mike, I do wish. Have you dated at all? And has anyone been a serious thing in your life? Because I do wish you happiness.
No,
there.
Thank you. The same goes.
We all wish that, right? I mean, that's why what Jason has is very unique, and you don't want to be alone in life.
No. And, even leaving the Stern show, like I realized, as long as I'm happy, I don't care if I'm dirt poor.
Right.
I don't care if I'm working at an hourly job or if I'm working in an office.
Whatever.
As long as I'm happy doing what I want to do. I'm trying to travel.
But it sounds like you're happier than me. I work like crazy. I don't have time to go to Europe with my friends. I mean, I did, but I got arrested.
But yeah,
you sound like you're very happy.
No, I am, and I got involved with some charities that I've become a little bit of a nut with gorillas in the last year.
What do you mean?
I always loved gorillas.
Yeah.
I used to, this is like the opening to the Disney story.
Right. Again, I'm gonna try to be calm.
But I always lived by the
By
Bronx
gorillas,
Zoo.
you mean that, you don't mean dating black guys. You mean. Well, I don't know, because they call us bears with hair. Maybe you gay guys are very insulting.
No, I fucking love gorillas.
I would never call a black man a gorilla, but maybe gay guys can get away with it. So no, what do you mean gorillas? Like in other words, like
gorillas in the wild.
Right.
you know?
Okay.
And
Why is
so
that? I mean,
it's. I live by the Bronx Zoo. They
Okay.
have these 4 little baby gorillas.
Yeah.
And they have.
that is my nickname, baby gorilla.
I know that, and I remember. Somebody bought you a membership or something in Diane Fossey.
They
one
did,
time.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
remember
Yeah,
that.
people go overboard with this.
But next year I'm trying to go to either Uganda or Rwanda.
Right.
Uganda where they kill gays.
Yeah.
Or Rwanda where
why
where they
do you
kill
want to
Rwandans.
start a movement against killing gays?
No,
don't get killed in Uganda.
No.
Please
I'm
don't
not,
do that.
I'm not even fighting for gay rights here. I'm not going to do it over
do
there.
they still kill gay people?
There's a documentary called I think it's Love from Uganda. But it's all about, these people that are fighting.
Well, there's a whole thing on Fox News I was just watching about honor killings that still go on. In the U.S. recently, like about 10 women, daughters of Muslim men, have been brutally killed by their parents, mostly their father, by shooting, by beheading.
Yeah.
Because they're dating Western men. They're too westernized. Well, why did you move them here? You're in Arizona. You don't want the chick to fucking maybe go to the mall?
Yeah.
And if this one woman asked for a divorce, the guy beheaded her. I mean,
insane.
Well, why get a lawyer when you could just do that, right?
The human rights, I guess, atrocities that
Yeah.
go on. Like
So
in
that's
this day,
that's
that's why when you mention Kill Baby Hitler, it's like, that's not 60 years ago. All that stuff goes on.
Kill
to this
baby
day.
Idi Amin, kill baby,
Exactly.
anybody. I mean, these Muslim guys come here, they have the balls to move to Phoenix or St. Louis and wonder why their kids westernized. What the fuck do you want them to do? So what, you're going to Uganda for gorillas? What
I
are you
want to climb up the mountain. There's a mountain you basically climb up for half a day.
Mount Cock.
And you're with park rangers and they take you to the gorillas. There's no
So there's nothing in between you and the
no
gorillas?
barrier, no fence. It's on.
So you want to get eaten by a gorilla?
No, they're gentle animals.
No, they're not.
No, they are.
Well,
they really are.
Did you see King Kong?
Your asshole's gonna tell a different story.
Did you see King Kong?
They are vegetarians, but that doesn't mean that they won't maul you.
Right. They'll
was
beat
a-
you up.
That one woman's face got ripped off by him.
No,
Well, that chimp was given Xanax.
That was
Yeah.
a chimp, and that was in. That
A
was in
chimp is not a
somebody's
gorilla?
house.
A chimp's not a gorilla? Yeah, she was keeping a chimp in her house
Yeah,
in
like,
Florida.
that's the
That-
stupid part.
That
of
would
it,
make
yeah.
me go crazy, too.
But the gorillas in the wild, they take people. They take like 80 people a day. Costs like $600 to get a government permit.
But there's other examples of, like, what about like when Chris Brown attacked Rihanna? I love podcasts. But go ahead. So, does part of you secretly wish a gorilla rapes you before it kills you?
Oh, I would love to make love to a gorilla.
Is that true?
I mean, if these guys weren't here right now, I'd probably.
Well, this gorilla's dangerous, and I'm eating.
No,
but no, you wait a minute. Is that? Would you? You sound? Are you physically attracted to a gorilla?
No. There's no.
You're kidding around.
There's no
You're kidding around.
bestiality.
Okay.
But no, they are really gentle animals, and they bring humans to them every single day. You have to stay like 7 feet away. And
7 feet?
and
That's all?
They can catch human disease. If you have a cold, you're not allowed to go into this mountain area.
Right.
But
do you realize we found AIDS way up a gorilla's asshole?
No,
like
AIDS-
that's where God hid it.
AIDS,
and we found it.
Allegedly, did come from chimps and
Up their
great
ass. It was
apes.
way up their asshole.
Well, they say that gorillas have the best of what humans' emotions are, like, crying, sensitivity, whereas chimps have the jealousy and the rage. That's why
Chimps are
have like the worst of what
chimps
humans.
are female?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, they're very cunning. No, but that's what they say. Chimps take on the human aspects of it. They get those emotions.
Why are chimps so different than gorillas? I don't understand that.
Well, they're the smartest. All these
Chimps are the smartest.
Chimps and gorillas are
they're-
the smartest, and they actually possess human emotions that we possess. But they say gorillas take on the best of human emotions, sensitivity. They'll cry, like they taught that one chimp to love that cat, and then the cat that they'd sign language.
Coco.
Coco.
Coco the gorilla.
So like
Robin
he
Williams
cried,
died.
he felt bad. But like chimpanzees take on like jealousy, anger, rage, resentment. Like that's
They show-
why.
Wow.
Yeah.
They showed Coco the cat crying when Robin Williams died. Like, imagine what his agent was doing. He's not getting
Wait a minute. Coco the cat died. Who's Coco the cat? Wait,
Coco
explain.
the gorilla.
Why? He knew Robin Williams?
He
the gorilla?
met Robin Williams. He had met like Betty White and Robin
Yeah,
Williams.
they have
Where?
a video of it.
He basically is raised in this California research.
He was a fan of Robin Williams?
Well, they taught him sign language, so they taught him like all these things.
And
they taught like
he actually cried when Robin Williams died.
Yeah, they cried when his cat died. He had a cat. They died. They broke him the news to him in sign language, and he was signing, crying.
Did he know he could talk to that guy? That guy would talk to him as a cat. What happened?
No, like I saw they had like a documentary about it. They had
like a documentary about
it. Yeah, like one. It was like a short clip. It wasn't a full movie. So they were showing Coco Robin Williams movies, and he would actually or she would actually watch the movies. And then Robin Williams came in to visit and was actually interacting.
So through watching the movies,
right.
We should, you know what? Here we got to do this, Dan. We have to show a gorilla all my movies and see if it's just about how good the movies are. Like maybe he'll hate me. Like will he hate? Like if they're bad movies, will he hate you?
What if you show what
if Boat Trip is his favorite movie?
If a gorilla loves Beer League, will you do a sequel?
I might have to. The gorilla will direct.
2 opposable thumbs up.
He was sitting on that one. No, wait. Go back to you love gorillas. So how much do you love them? What are you going to do when you're 7 feet from a gorilla?
I mean, basically, people just go there and photograph.
You're going to do that?
You get these amazing, like I hate selfies. I hate people who post selfies.
Right.
But imagine a photo of like me with a gorilla right behind me, this close. Like it's pretty neat.
Okay.
In Thailand.
You, I mean.
When I went to Thailand last year, I got to ride an elephant.
Right.
And then once the ride's over, you get in the pool with it, you bathe it. Like
you washed an elephant.
Yeah, you pretty much do things.
Wow.
I played soccer against an elephant.
You did.
That's the most sports I've done in my life.
Played soccer.
Now let me ask you something. If Diane Fossey walked into this room, would you get nervous?
Yeah, because she's dead. But I would be nervous.
He's gay. Mike. He's gay.
Is she the Gorillas in the Mist woman?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. She did Sigourney Weaver.
Right.
Played her in that movie,
Right.
First of all, you getting like that around anybody at this age is odd. Honestly. I mean,
It was 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Okay. So you figure now you'd be okay.
You met Michael Jordan, Dan.
Yeah, Michael.
I would get like that with Reggie, but that's only because he watched his home runs.
But would you really though?
Well, maybe not. But I would. I would go like, oh my God, Reggie's like, he's in the same room.
At this age, still Reggie doesn't fix your hotels.com issue.
No, exactly.
In between,
you have adult issues now that you don't care about.
In between the stadium, no. This is where you're wrong because between the stadium in Paris, and the hotel where you were going to meet Springsteen, you were nervous, and you told me to keep Barry Sobel away from you.
That any human being would say that. I was nervous, but when I got in the room with Springsteen, I didn't run out. I didn't run out sweating.
Well, I
talked to him.
Out, but
I talked to the guy. Yeah. We had a nice talk. We talked, and it was nice.
If Rick Steves walked in here, I would be able to talk to him now. I don't
think so. I don't think so.
I think so.
In the bedroom, maybe.
Is there anybody besides Bruce that?
No, I mean, there's no one in the world who I would run out scared of.
I didn't run out. I just didn't have anything to say, and I just kind of.
What'd you do? You didn't run. You sort of saunter.
I just kind of.
You got to see Dan run, by the way. He looks like, it's the most effeminate run. He looks like Emma Stone. It's such an effeminate run. Because Dan does everything by the book. Me and Dan could not be more different. Like, I don't care about rules. I'm a typical New Yorker. Like, when the light's going to turn red, I just walk, like I walk all the time. Dan runs with a little knapsack that he has. And when he passes me, it looks like a chick selling brownies. It's unbelievable.
Let me ask Dan one question because
go ahead.
We keep going back to this Rick Steves.
It's hard to get out of that. Yeah.
Did you click on the link when it said Justin Bieber dick pictures released?
No.
When the paparazzi.
No.
You never clicked on the link.
He doesn't care about Justin Bieber. No.
If it was Rick Steves' naked pictures released, would you have clicked on it?
No.
But there's also another mystery because there's another guy named Joseph Campbell who you love, who's also very effeminate. There's a second guy.
Joseph Campbell.
He wrote a Star Wars book again. What is
He
it?
wrote The Power of Myth, which Star Wars is based on.
So he can't be
Power
mad
of
at me.
Bottom.
Power. And then there's another guy who I found out is on his password for iTunes. That
now you can't say the name because
why not?
Someone's going to figure it out.
Oh, who cares? We'll change it to someone heterosexual.
You gave your phone number out.
The email, right?
I did. All right, we'll forget about the Rick Steves thing. We'll go back to Mike loving gorillas, which wasn't as fascinating as Rick Steves.
Somehow that's weirder or less weird.
It's less weird than Dan.
I'm talking about it than Disney World alone on Gay Week.
Yeah, that's more weird, the gorillas thing. Yeah, I mean, if you're at Disney World Gay Week and you're gay, it's nothing weird about it at all.
Yeah,
I mean, because you were gay at Gay Day.
True.
I thought I was laughing because I thought you weren't gay and you happened to be there on gay day.
Wait, so that really wasn't a coincidence?
No.
Of course not. Now we found out he's gay.
I tried to explain this 1,000 times on the air, but somehow with all
What
the
happened?
jokes,
Yeah. It's hard with Fred playing sound effects.
Exactly. I went not knowing when Gay Week is.
Oh, okay.
I left Orlando the day it started.
Oh. Okay,
The
so
day-
there was a bit of a coincidence.
It was good timing for the comedy aspect.
Right. I would absolutely.
But I really was not there for Gay Week.
If people are interested in what the clip where he tells me this is not where we had an argument. But this is where Mike first started to hate my guts because he was gay, and I don't blame him for hating my guts. I laugh harder than a human being could laugh on the Stern Show, and that's why people like it. I'm hitting the
Slapping the
wall.
walls.
Yeah, I was. I couldn't stop laughing. It just hit me right. But my world came apart when I heard the Rick Steves Dan thing. To me, I've lost sleep over it. It's the most fascinating thing ever. It just is.
Now I want to go home and watch. I hope he's on Netflix.
Oh, he's all over the place. He's on all the time. I see him now that I know the name. It's on all the time.
I never heard of him before this, and then now I see all this, like on PBS, I see his show on the internet.
Right.
I see all this stuff with him.
On the guide, they put it in lavender. You could see it. And whenever I go out here, Dan is always watching The Devil Wears Prada, too.
That's on right now.
Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, well, I'm kidding. Dan loves Adrian Grenier.
Grenier.
Well, Jason, again, I'm glad you vented though too, because I don't want. Actually, Friday we figured this out. Jason might come with me Friday. I got a gig in upstate New York at a theater. Maybe you'll come work with me.
Yeah, I'm all
and you
for
crash
it, man.
here.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
Do you mind crashing? Because Dan's here too with the Rick Steves thing. Does it make you odd sleeping in the same place as Dan with the Rick?
No,
Steves?
just leave. Just make sure the Rick Steves isn't on the TV when I'm crashing there, so he has any reason to come out.
Or the yellow feet.
Dan, do you mind sharing a bathroom with Jason?
I find it a lot less effeminate to have my girlfriend pay for things.
Hey, listen. I mean, that's fucking a really good point. She finds it more effeminate that she has to pay for.
Of course, you don't have a girlfriend. Well, listen. No, maybe you could say that's more masculine. That's a real man. A real man does get. That's
like
almost
a
like a
pimp.
pimp. That's exactly a pimp. What's more masculine than a pimp?
Bitch,
Make the money, bitch, and pay for everything, bitch.
Get that money over here.
I don't mean to say that in a black voice.
No,
A pimp
I
could be white. What do you think of the political correctness of commercials? I was talking about this last night. The only place I've seen in the last 30 years I've seen a white man rob a house is in a commercial for a burglar alarm company. It's always like a black family, a very proper black family with white features, and a $2.3 million house in the suburbs. Or the guy's like an engineer or something for Ciba-Geigy, and a white guy who looks like a 1930s Irish thief. You know, he's like, "Where do you keep your silverware? Hey, where do you keep them? Where's your dough? Where's your dough?" And then the black man goes, "I'm calling the police, honey."
Hilarious.
RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan. RZA, that's RZA. See, I didn't know that was RZA. I've seen him in a lot of movies. And did you know that was RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan?
He looks a lot different now.
Yeah.
He's like that RZA used to have like all like the crazy braids and shit back.
Right,
in the day.
right. When he was in the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah.
Do you know? Are you a rap fan, Mike?
No, not really.
Yeah. Well, you're 40, so you're not from that. You look young, by the way. You look very young.
No, like when I was in middle school or high school, the Beastie Boys were big, and is that rap back then?
Of course, it's rap. Yeah, it's hip hop. That's what they
Run
call
DMC?
it. Sure, that was all the legendary
I'm a
rap
huge
stuff.
Wu-Tang fan.
Are you?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like rap, but I also don't like guns.
Oh, well, then they're the same thing.
Yeah.
Who wants a rapper with no guns? But what do you like about Wu-Tang Clan? Would you consider yourself a wigger? Were you a wigger ever, Rod? You look like
Probably
a wigger
in high
tendencies.
school.
Yeah,
maybe.
you were a wigger in high school.
I wouldn't say I was a full-on wigger. Like I didn't do.
Would
like,
you say
I
dope?
didn't go like, yo, man. what's
Like if your
up?"
friend said, "Let's go to the party," and you would say, "Is it going to be dope?" Would you say stuff like that?
No, I'd probably be like tight.
Tight? What does that mean?
I don't know.
Okay, so
When your cock's in your friend's ass, you go tight.
there's
Exactly.
definitely another gay person in this.
Tight.
It's actually a wire.
Let's. This is a big story. Two people were stabbed early Saturday morning at rapper, producer, and Wu-Tang Clan founding member RZA's Millstone, New Jersey home. Where is that? That's down by Philly. Where's Millstone? I did a gig there once. RZA himself apparently wasn't home. That's a very black thing, where there's full-on parties and you're not home.
Yeah.
Like you read a lot of these stories, there's only black celebrities where there's a huge party and they're not there.
I just watched a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's documentary, and there was a couple people killed at his house in the 70s. He wasn't home. He was on a road trip.
He wasn't.
There was like 20 people at his house. He wasn't even there.
Yeah, party start and you're not there. Yeah, 2 people were stabbed at a massive party. RZA not there. If there's ever a party at my house and it gets fun and crazy enough for people to get stabbed, I'd like to be there.
Yeah.
That sounds like a fun fucking party. Well, listen, I wish RZA the best. I do like his work. I've seen him. He acts in a lot of white movies. Like he's in Funny People. He does scenes with Seth Rogen and Funny People, and he's very
Californication he was in too.
What does he do in that?
He was like a rap producer. He went,
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
Did a bunch of sketches for Chappelle's show back in the day too. I think he did like.
He did?
Yeah, he did like a handful. They did some.
the racial draft.
The racial draft, and a couple other ones he was in. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, it was 1:18 a.m. Saturday, and they were filming a burglar alarm commercial.
Got out of hand.
A white rapper was ripping off RZA. Well, what about this? This is what does it bother you, Mike? Are you political at all?
I watch the debates and.
Well, do people like Ted Cruz do like Tea Party people being gay? Do they scare you? Like
being
people,
gay?
right? People who cater.
Oh,
to
me being gay. I thought you were outing Ted Cruz.
No, I'm saying, do you get scared of his policies?
No, I mean after the gay marriage is legal in all 50
Well, that woman in
states,
Kentucky, for example, who wouldn't give him like a crazy person.
She's an idiot.
Yeah, you got. I mean, come on. To me, here's the argument. Obviously, you're born gay. That's an obvious thing. You know, and no one should know that more than a straight guy. Like, if you like pussy, you don't understand how you don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got to be born that way. So that means that gay people should have every right that someone has who's born. I mean, so it's like marriage, everything. I mean, there's no argument for it. So a woman like this doesn't give out the license just because it's against her God, whatever the fuck. That's scary to believe in that fairy tale. That specifically.
It's even scarier that the Pope will sit down with somebody like that.
Of course, because he has to cater to crazy people. And the reason politicians do is because they vote. They fucking vote, those people. So does it scare you that people like her exist and there's sympathy for her from people like the Pope and politicians? Like, they all cater to her because she votes.
Sure, but I don't think any of them have a chance in hell of winning. Like, it's fun to watch.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Yeah, you never know now.
I mean,
faith is stronger than fact.
Right.
And when you have a lot of people that are faith based and they are the electorate and they do go to the polls, they don't miss because it's raining.
They don't miss the sermon. They don't miss the church. They go to
and they vote based on faith, not facts.
Because once you once you stop believing in a God, you get lazy. You do.
But like Trump, every other word out of his mouth is dummy, loser.
Right.
Or,
You're right. Yeah.
It's like, is that the person you want with access to the
I guess
nuclear weapon?
A lot of people do, I guess.
That's scary.
At this point.
Look at Ben Carson. He's rallying faith-based voters. They don't care that he says a bunch of lies and that he says that
he's
the pyramids,
a crazy guy.
that the pyramids were built for grain.
Yeah.
I mean, they go, okay, yeah, you're right. If he said that God built the pyramids for grain, then that's what he did.
And where he's going to the media, look, I stabbed somebody. They're going, prove it. No, look, just believe me, I stabbed somebody.
Yeah. Ben Carson might have been stabbed at Riz's house.
Well, we're going to have to cut out that racist. Well, that's the other thing. Yeah, Republicans don't care if you're black anymore. They used to be a real no-no. Now it's just, how crazy are you? Are you crazy like us? Do you have the Bible? Can you quote scripture? Who cares? I mean, can you quote the tax code? Ted Cruz pointed out at the debate that the tax code has more words than the Bible. What does that even mean? People applauded. Yeah. What the fuck does that mean? Yeah. The tax code is way more complicated.
And so does the Warren Commission file. I mean,
right,
what does that mean?
Doesn't make any sense.
That's just.
Yeah.
There's a great.
Do you vote?
I haven't voted since 2000. After Bush and Gore,
no.
I gave up. I was like, it's not who the people want. It's
not because of any, like a black president or anything like that. No, okay.
But there's a great GQ magazine article from the 90s.
I don't read GQ. I know you do, but I don't.
Back then I did. I was trying to pretend I was straight still.
Yeah.
They interview one of Trump's ex-wives.
Right.
She says he used to have Hitler books in the bedroom.
No.
I swear to God, really? It's in GQ. I mean, that's what
Hitler,
she says.
Well, he had Mein Kampf. That is a page turner. If you don't agree with it, if you make sure that you don't agree with it, he does make some interesting points. I'm kidding. Mein Kampf is his only book. Did Hitler have? Is he like John Grisham?
Oh no, it was a book
Hitler
of speeches. It was a book of speeches.
of his speeches. Other people have written pro-Hitler books, but Hitler himself wrote one book in prison,
right?
Mein Kampf. Yeah, well, listen, he really is saying some shit about deporting the people. He really thinks you could deport 11 million people. He's not going away from that stance. There's kids involved.
Right.
My girlfriend's worried.
Yeah, is she here illegally, your girlfriend?
No, she's not, but I don't know. I don't want to get into this situation about her
Then
parents.
why is she worried?
Huh?
Why is she worried?
Maybe her relative.
Okay.
It was Vanity Fair magazine, and it was a book of his speeches.
Oh, okay, you're right. Vanity
Okay.
Fair.
What
That's a gay
It was a
magazine.
book of Hitler speeches.
Hitler speeches. He kept it in the bedroom.
Well, maybe there's, maybe he's not content or words. Maybe he's going with performance. Because Hitler really was. You ever watch a Hitler speech, a full Hitler speech? The way the build.
It was amazing.
He just sits there 3 feet from the mic, and waits for dead silence. And he starts off like, he walks up to the microphone, and there's dead silence for like 2 minutes, and there's like rumbling and shit. No one's talking. Then he like touches his mustache, like fixes his hair, and just starts off. He goes, and you're like, and then he just real time. It's like Sam Kinison.
It's like a set. I was just gonna say he's like he's building you up.
Like Sam Kinison set. That's what it's like. And then he starts to scream, and the place goes nuts. He's an excellent performer, which is odd. He took over a country with the. I really think this is how scary I think it is. I think there are only about 7 people who really believed in what Hitler wanted to do. The rest were all scared shit.
Yeah, and that's what
I really think 7 guys went along with it, and the other people were like, we're scared of him.
Fear's the easiest thing to prey on when you want to, especially when you want to get that leadership role in a
right.
When you have a country that's vulnerable,
they were.
And
they were in bad
they were
shape.
really vulnerable at the time, and. That's why a lot of the people that, we're not, our situation in the United States isn't anywhere near the vulnerability, but you have enough people that have fear in them in this country. And when a guy like Trump can prey on that,
fear of
the ball rolls.
Fear of illegal immigrants, fear of gay people,
gays,
fear of black people, fear of whatever.
Exactly. Fear of taking my land, taking my gun.
And
it's like,
if you can exploit that, you'll get them to vote.
Yes, you will.
Absolutely.
You will.
Well, it's the same thing like with how they use terrorism to make all these new rules of being able to spy on people.
Oh, that's
Like
Bush
citizen
after
force
9/11. Bush said, "Hey, it's open game now."
Yeah, it was fear mongering is what it was.
Why do you want my aunt's information? She's a terrorist. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck her. Well, I don't know. And you would never move to Thailand, Mike.
No.
What if you met the love of your life there? What if you met a gorilla that was like... Now, what if you met a guy in Thailand who said, I love you, you love him, and he goes, I have a very successful... whatever they do over
business
there.
or something.
Ping pong ball business.
I make mud huts.
Soup.
I make the ping pongs that they sell to the strippers.
Right, exactly. which that's a big turnover there.
It's a big turnover.
Now, and a guy, he says to you, move to Thailand. Will you do that?
Yeah, I guess I would consider
You
it.
would, right? For love.
Sure. If, like everybody's looking for the right person, the happy relationship.
What is your criteria in a man? What do you, are you picky?
Good looking helps.
See, that people get caught in that shallow shit, and it always goes bad.
Right.
But I'm the same way.
Good looking, funny. Funny is a.
So you're trying to find a good looking, funny gay guy.
So far, I've described you.
No, but I'm saying a good looking, funny gay guy.
They're out there.
Pick one of those things.
And then,
narrow in the field, man.
Mario Cantone's a good-looking, funny gay guy.
Actually, you're right. He's all of those things. I love Mario.
He's great.
But
he's a handsome.
actually,
I mean, I'm not gay, but he's a handsome.
He's been married for a long time, though, Mario.
But he's on The View.
No, I love Mario. I don't love anyone on The View with a vagina. But no, Mario has been married a long time. Makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, someone found Mario, which is a catch in the game.
He's married to a black guy, I think.
He absolutely is.
It's sad that I know that, but
it's basically his Italian father basically killed himself in 1978. No, he was actually his funniest bits, Mario, about growing up in an Italian sort of mobbed up family in the
Wait, Mario Cantone is gay?
Him and Rick Steve. Listen, I mean, the funny thing, absolutely. See, that's the thing where men are different. Like, I'd love to I would date a good-looking girl. I don't care if she's funny or not.
No, I like people that...
I'll tell her she's funny as a lie.
I try to surround...
Do that every day.
Yeah, you're hilarious.
Yeah.
I try to surround myself with people that make me laugh.
Well, okay.
Because as you were describing all this politics bullshit, there's so much misery
there is
in the world.
You're right.
You know?
Well, that's the great thing about being a comedian. The people you go to work when you're there, it's all funny people. It is fun to talk to. They can be assholes, they can be backstabbing, but at least they're funny.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. I just hope you find that. I do.
You know, like, I wanted to ask you earlier in the show about somebody you brought up many times on the show, Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
He's downtown.
You see this as a piece of art.
He's watching all his movies.
He's at the Angelica Film Center, which is a indie film center in Manhattan, a legendary place. I've seen a lot of stuff there. It's on Houston Street. It's on Houston near West Broadway, on the corner. And Shia LaBeouf, I pitched this to them. He goes, I want to sit in your theater and watch every movie I've ever done on a loop. For how long? 24 hours?
3 days.
Three straight days. 3 straight days. He's going to watch all Shia LaBeouf movies.
And why are we supposed to care about that?
Well, because it's a piece of art. Like he's filming himself doing this.
Yeah, it's
He's filming
on a
himself
webcast.
Watching all his movies.
So he expects people to watch him
Watching
looking at a
himself,
screen,
yeah,
and just
they're doing
reacting.
it. I don't know how many people are doing it online, but people are showing up at the theater. Like I was
be
reading
with him?
articles. Yeah, to watch with them.
right. Maybe that's what it's about. He wants to see people showing up and their reaction. But think of the money they're losing only showing Shia LaBeouf movies.
Yeah, I mean, that's just strange.
Pauly Shore's doing a similar thing in L.A. with all his movies. No, that is what is that? Well, I hope there's more to the art piece. Maybe there's just a piece of it. But supposedly this is what he's doing now.
I don't know. He's losing his mind. He got arrested on Broadway.
No, he seems to be really crazy, Shia LaBeouf.
I think he is a little bit. He has a little bit of a.
Well, I know someone told him that I mentioned his name, and he was a fan of the show.
He is. When Wall Street 2 came out,
right?
That was when Michael Douglas had the cancer.
Mm-hmm.
I say the cancer.
Right, the cancer.
Like
there he is. There's a shot of Shia LaBeouf.
This is live.
That's right now.
That's happening right now. He's just sitting there.
He was falling asleep yesterday.
Look at the kid behind him.
Like what? So wait,
if a kid ever decided to shoot people in the theater, worry about right now. Now that would be art.
But you'd only kill 3 people.
I talked to him on the Wall Street.
You did, right? On
Wall
the
Street 2
set?
red carpet.
On the red carpet.
Since they couldn't have Michael Douglas stop, they promised all the media Shia as if that was
we got it. Thank you.
The big get.
And what'd you talk to him about?
No, his publicist didn't want to let me speak to him. I said I'm with the Howard Stern show. She goes, I'm sorry, we can't. I said, I just waited here 2 hours. They promised Shia to everybody. And she goes, if you say anything offensive, I'll kick you out. I'll have you kicked out.
God.
So then when he hears my voice, he's like, I know who you are.
Oh, no kidding.
I listen to you guys every day. I miss Artie. You know,
that's right. Yeah, someone told me he did that. Yeah.
That's nice. He loves you. And
I guess he is crazy.
And he listens to the show, but
so that's the thing where I guess he's a kid. I mean, I hope he's not losing it. Maybe he isn't. I don't know. He does seem to be losing it. But Joaquin Phoenix seemed to be losing it, and then he wasn't losing it. I don't know.
But he was Joaquin Phoenix trying to beat up cops. He tried to beat up a cop about a month ago. Said he was a CIA agent or something.
Well, that makes him a college student now.
He got put in that Silence of the Lambs kind of face mask.
Shia LaBeouf did?
Yeah, by the NYPD because he spit on a cop.
Wow.
God, he told the story on Jimmy Kimmel. He's lost it.
I guess
he did the same thing in Chicago at the Walgreens. And
he spit on cops?
Yeah, Chicago and Michigan.
Wow.
What is he? LaBeouf. What is that?
That's Episcopalian.
What is that?
I don't know what it is. LaBeouf sounds French.
Shia LaBeouf. Is that LaBeouf?
It sounds like
it sounds like Israeli.
It sounds like
Israeli?
It sounds like a French cartoon skunk. LaBeouf. It sounds like a Bugs Bunny character.
A terrorist skunk.
LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
Where are you going, LaBeouf? All right, well, still, again, as this is all fascinating shit, nothing even close to the Rick Steve stuff. Well, listen, we'll end here. We've been talking a few hours. I thank you all for coming in. This was fascinating. A lot of stuff covered. Mike, come back anytime. I mean, you have an open invite, Mike.
Thank you.
I want you to come back. It was a lot of fun. When you come back from Thailand, give us an update. Come on back in.
Okay.
Europe. When you get back from
Gorillas.
Europe. But what about Rick Steves? Will you use Rick Steves in Europe?
I'm going home.
Dude, his books are amazing.
I'm probably going to go home and jerk off to Rick Steves. if he looks like he sounds.
He's got a lot of money.
That's husband material.
Yeah, okay. Maybe you could take him away from his wife.
I'm sure if you Googled it far enough, you could probably find Rick Steves near gorillas. Like somewhere in the, some vacation he went on.
The Berlin Zoo.
Mike, it's Rick. I'm getting back to you. I heard you like gorillas. I've made a list of places. There's a place in Brussels, just outside of a deli area, where you can get a gorilla. You can stand 6 feet from these gorillas. It's a different law. Get back to me. I'm a friend of Dan's.
That's hilarious.
Me and my wife, who's a female, will be
chocolatier.
My female chocolatier wife.
I'm thinking you can take your cooking skills.
There we go.
And we can you and I can open a restaurant or a chocolatier called Chocolate Queer.
Chocolate Queer.
See,
like
that's
That's funny.
chocolatier does say that to me, but that's sort of,
Actually, chocolatier should just be renamed to Chocolate Queer. I mean, it is the regular.
Chocolatier might be gay.
Yeah, I think it's gayer than Rick Steves.
What do you got plug-wise, Jason? What do you got?
I got my own podcast, Lawheads Court. If you,
Great.
You can get that on iTunes. My website's there too, jasonlaw.com. I'm doing tonight. I don't know when this publishes, but I'm doing live at Gotham. And
Later tonight, yeah.
Yeah, 10 o'clock live if you're on the East Coast, 7 p.m. live if you're on the West Coast. That's Access TV. And they'll rerun that a few times this week as well. I think, Bill Engelval's hosting. There's a few comics going up. I have a big show again where we have a little history. I'm from Lorain, Ohio.
Oh, in that theater in Lorain?
Yeah,
Okay.
Lorain Palace, December 26th. If you're in Northeast Ohio listening, tickets are on sale, LorainPalace.org, and they're like $15 and $20. It's a beautiful theater, so I'll be headlining that the day after Christmas. And, man, just kind of... That's about it.
Making
just
it
grinding.
happen.
Just grinding.
Friday night, Jason might be with me at the theater gig. So look for that.
Yeah, man.
Right? I hope
good.
that happens.
Thanks for having me,
I love
Artie.
you, Jason.
I love you too, man. Thanks
Anytime.
for always having me.
Rod, again, that phone call is unbelievable, man.
I'm really happy you
Best
enjoyed it.
work. That is your best
Thank you.
work. And that's saying
Thank
a
you.
lot. I love you. Best to your girlfriend. You know, Dan, why don't we end the show with playing that one more time? Because we were laughing. Let's play it one
That's Rod
time.
from Bayside.
Yeah, let's play it one time. The Snuggles call. Just not without us laughing in the background. Just clean so the people could hear it as we go out. And another fun week of podcast, guys. We'll see you next week on a Monday. Later.
I don't want to take that's your last one.
Hello, pet sitter. This is Paul speaking.
Hi, Paul. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Who
I'm
am I speaking with?
I'm super. Thanks for asking. My name's Dan Filato, and I just moved.
Hi, Dan.
Hi. I just moved into town with my husband Rick, and we were looking for a pet sitter for our cat Snuggles.
Awesome.
How much do you charge per hour for your services?
$20 an hour. Depending on the details, we could do more or less.
Oh well, $20 doesn't sound too expensive. Now, if I hire you, there's a special service I would need you to provide, and I'd be willing to pay a little extra if you could accommodate us.
Well, that depends on the special service, but I'd be open to. Hopefully, I can help you out.
Well, myself and my husband adopted a young man with Asperger syndrome named Michael, and he believes our pet cat Snuggles can talk. So our old pet sitter would actually pretend to be Snuggles on the phone and talk to Michael because it helped him at school with his outbursts.
Okay. I don't really know how cats talk. I'm sort of uncomfortable, but I'll give it a try.
Well, it's not too hard. You just talk like a person. He believes that a cat talks like a person. So let me just put him on the phone, and you'll be willing to try that?
You want me to talk to him now?
Yeah. Just to give it a shot. This way, because once we get this out of the way, then we could hire you.
Okay. I'll give it a try.
Okay, Michael, sweetie, pick up the phone.
Hey, Snuggles.
Hey, Michael.
Hi, baby. How are you, baby?
I'm good. Just walking the catwalk.
I miss you.
I miss you too, pal.
You're a good big boy. You're gonna get a scratchy toy. Yay! You're gonna get a big scratchy toy.
Yay, scratchy toy.
I love you, Snuggies.
I love you too, Mike.
Niggas are stupid and violent.
What?
Niggas are stupid and violent.
That's not nice, Michael. That's not even true. And Snuggles doesn't like that stuff.
Niggas are stupid and violent. This is not true of white people.
This is not true, period. Fuck this. Hello, Pet sitter Paul speaking.
Niggas are stupid and violent. This is not true of white people.
This is not true, period, man. I don't know who's telling you this. That's wrong, kid.
I have a huge nutsack.
I highly doubt it. You should go play with that. Don't fucking call me back, you little racist retard.
I'm a fucking fag.
James is calling from Montclair. James, you're on the Fan of New York City. What's happening?
Shmoo.
James.
How's it going, brother?
James, I can't wait.
I can't wait, too. It's been a great week for me. I just got back from Europe. I met my idol there. Yeah,
Europe? What? I'm talking to somebody who has money.
Yeah, pretty much.
Europe.
I met my idol, Rick Steves, from PBS.
Okay.
He's like the travel guru there. I was in Vatican City, and I go into the bathroom, and there is Rick Steves giving Dan Filato a Roman soldier helmet.
Okay, see, I was hoping he was going to have a punchline that we could have heard and kind of chuckled at and said, hey, pretty interesting, pretty creative, pretty clever. But that really came out of like something Russell would say.
It's not what I would say.
Yes, it is. Ken is...
The Artie Lang Uncensored Podcast.
Number one, it doesn't get on the air. Okay, your fans can wait on hold. It doesn't get on the air.
At artiequitter.com.